Hey guys, we're live. I'm just gonna wait a bit, let people join in. Browse the internet for a second. What is up, SCP? Yeah, he's gonna lose his recall election. See what Disclosed TV has to say today. What is up, Quiet Fetus? That's a funny name right there. Dave's doing better. He is. He really is. He thinks he'll honestly even be able to get back on camera within like a week and a half from now. Um, his energy's up. I mean, I've said it before. Um, it's not a psych problem that he's dealing with. I mean, it's a contributing factor. We all have psych issues, you know what I mean? But I mean, he's chugging along. Um, calls from his doctor. I mean, they floored me. I can't imagine how he feels, you know. So he's doing better, and I think he'll be back and he'll be able to get on some videos real soon. Oh my goodness. Y'all speaking about truth. Steppin'. I don't know if Dave's done a video on Prison Planet. I know that I have two videos I'm researching right now. Prison Planet incorporated in that. The Filament Earth, Planet, you know, all that kind of thing, along with trying to not give too much away. You know what I mean? Well, it'll connect dots from the gateway process video that I just put out, right? Huh. I appreciate that, Skibo. Skibo? Skibo? I'm gonna say Skibo. Having dogs is hard. I got like three of them bitches. No, I appreciate that on the gateway video. It was a hard one. I started out with like an hour long video, and then obviously y'all saw the problems I was starting to have. I'm on Windows for this. It's easier to do Zoom. I'm doing Zoom for this live stream. But yeah, Linux seems to have let me record and not run into those same ghost of the machine problems, Have y'all seen how many people went to the border in just July? 213,000? It's like close to 8,000 of people a day. Yeah, no, guys. Little Miss Sunshine is gonna be joining stream soon. She's gonna get in the Zoom call. But more so than even that, our Patreon. We do Zoom calls for the classified members, the top tier membership of the Patreon. Like 2 times a week, and I've set it up. Obviously, I said I'm doing this through Zoom, to OBS, then to YouTube. We're gonna have like our Zoom call be on YouTube. We're gonna see how it goes. I think you guys are gonna like it. The people that join, those are some highly intelligent individuals. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I'll relay any questions from y'all to them. If they have, monitors, if they have computer, they can pull up the chat and answer. But I think it's gonna be pretty cool. I hope it works. I don't see why it wouldn't. Huh. I tell you what, Disclosed TV does some fucking reporting. I don't know if y'all have ever looked into that. Yes, Skibo. That's from Patreon. Here, I'll go to Patreon. So like, right here, you would get to join. You would get to click on this link, and you would join this Zoom call, and you'll see the people that join. But I mean, Patreon as a whole, we've got good stuff on there. I mean, right now, like, there's this Ron Lane interview that's not anywhere else. It's just too crazy. See, we got Zoom call, Monica Perez interview. I mean, there's lots of good stuff on that Patreon. Patenting a Soul, show updates, Chris Snipes interview. Like, there's lots of stuff that's on. And see, what we do is, instead of using YouTube, I'll use a Dropbox link. So that, boom, you click on it, you watch it this way. Have your dreams intensified lately? Aiden. Actually, yes, they have. Upon a recommendation from someone else, actually, I kind of made them more intense on purpose. Here, I'll show. I put a tarot card deck under my pillow. Works like a dream catcher kind of thing, except gives dreams more symbology and spiritual inferment, if you will. And yeah, they've been good and intense. They've been bad and intense too, but they've been good and intense. Okay. Here's one I'm also going to cover. it came up. I was gonna not give away what I'm gonna talk about, but I'll ask y'all's opinion. Carl Jung. Yeah. Good point, Miss Sunshine. Uh, there've been some bad trip ones. Yeah, there've been more good than bad, but like I said, just intense, really. Not bad. Rudolf Steiner. Of course. I mean, that man said so much about what he obviously didn't mean this vaccine specifically and explicitly, but he said so much about the agenda of the vaccine industry, right? And it's poignant. Let me move this camera a little bit. That's better. There we go. Um, yeah, Rudolf Steiner's a good one. I mean, that man knew what he was talking about. Right. He shared truth. I mean, the same way John McAfee shared truth, but that man also spent 10 years perfecting his own bath salts recipe. So, like, was he a good guy? I don't know. I don't think so. But he did share truth. Messages. Yeah. No, you're right on the money. I'll give it to you right there. Lisa, I'm about to text you, or Miss Sunshine. Sorry. Skibbo, I do write dreams down. Call it a dream journal, I guess, if you will. What I've found, and I think there's some science behind it. What I've found is the more you write dreams, like you get better. Okay, you get better at remembering them. It's kind of like practice. Uh, I don't know why, honestly. It's not like you. I mean, maybe because you remember them better. Like you start to focus on the fact that you're remembering them. Maybe. Oh, that's what I was gonna talk about. I want to know some of y'all's opinions on what the Taliban is actually doing in Afghanistan. Like a muscle, you have to work it. Absolutely. Um, I know that we've speculated before. Oh man. Yeah, it paused. See, this is what I mean, guys. Windows does not like me. I don't know if it's gonna catch back up or not. God damn. Does that work? Yeah, okay, it's back. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna let Lisa in. Um, I do meditate. Call it regular basis. Probably not as regular as it should be, I guess, if you know what I mean. I spend massive, massive, massive amounts of time on this. But if you don't, well, you're wasting your time in discovering these things. Is really my opinion. Yeah, no, Lisa. Wait, maybe I have to put headphones on. Oh, it's
I
because
don't know. What do I do?
You're listening to the stream at the same time, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll shut
Yeah,
it down.
yeah. Mute the stream, at least. That's all you gotta do.
It's gone. I don't know why my camera's not on.
That's okay. But guys, this is Little Miss Sunshine here with me.
Hi, y'all.
I wonder. Let me make sure that they can hear you, because I actually don't know. Input
You would know
content.
better than me.
Right. Um.
Thanks for letting the old fart in.
Hey, chat. Tell me if you can hear Lisa. Oh, you do hear her. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
That's rad. I did not know if it would work or not. That means the Zoom call will work for everyone too.
Woohoo!
So if you wanted to be able to like read the chat still, you can go back to the live stream, just mute it so we don't have that echo.
Gotcha.
She was just on falling, I think. I don't know what you mean there, Dan. But anyways, back up here. Yeah, I do think that Taliban are trying to be the new government in Afghanistan. Yes, I don't know that it's a like China supports them financially, right? Yeah, on board for mutual gain.
Honey, it's the new version of Saigon from Vietnam. It's
Yeah,
all being played
absolutely.
out.
Right.
History repeats. Period. I have a loved one there, and
Mm.
it sucks.
I mean, what do they have to go through on a day-to-day basis, just in terms of like watching their back, making sure they don't get, bombed.
Well, living in mud huts, having to separate so they're not all attacked at once. And so being alone, I can't give too much information about that, but it's not good.
Yeah, no,
We got sold out. Our military's been sold out big time.
you're right. No, I know. Well, my thing is we're not really leaving either, because we've sent back 3,000 more troops to Kabul just today.
Right?
And there's not really a pullout. We're not gonna pull out. And also, what did we spend 20 years doing if we didn't prepare them for this exactly?
Right?
I don't know.
The vacuum is huge.
Yeah.
Poor management in the DOD, I'm ashamed to say, because I was with them for almost 2 decades.
Is okay, so then let me ask your personal opinion question on it, because it seems like this isn't the only thing they've poorly managed, right? Is it because maybe they have such an over, like, I mean, they have an all-encompassing like job, not because they have to, but because they kind of want complete control over everything. They
Yes.
want, so like, because they've given themselves so much to manage, does that make things fall through the crack the way it does?
Of course it does, because it's complete overreach.
Right.
And the military is so compartmentalized at this point, in my opinion, for a long time, that the right hand has no idea what the left hand is doing.
And originally, I guess they thought that was how they wanted it, right? Like that would be better, but it's so actually, like you said, overreaching at this point that you can't do that anymore.
I think it's all by design, honey.
Yeah. Well, I can ask you to start video. Let's see if it brings up a prompt.
Got it.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Ooh,
I
excuse
know,
me.
Skabo. I miss Dave too. I talk to him regularly, most days. But and he's doing a lot better. He's doing good. It's just he needs a little more time to get energy up the way that he needs it.
Totally get it. With regard to your video the other day, I shared with you that I had a Kundalini experience.
Yeah. If you want to talk
Yeah,
about that now, that's a good time to, for real.
for sure. On January 1st of 2011, I felt something and I'm just going to be honest, my own family doesn't know this. I felt something. I had a buzzing feeling in the base of my spine. It itched and felt like a burning sensation starting in September of 2010.
Huh.
And then that day, I felt something go burning, tearing up my spine and out the top of my head. And I'm just going to be honest, because I have got nothing to lose at this point.
Right.
I've had 4 psychiatric stays because of that. I'm finally at a point where I understand more, and I'm quite sound of mind.
Right.
Think about the word insane.
Insane. No, you've made this point
Hyphen
before. It's one of my
sane.
favorite. Yeah.
Right. So I think that the best way to be is to be a little bit out of your mind, because the mind has become a trap here on earth.
I mean, the same way in literally bring it back to the gateway process video, you have to literally click out of your time and space, out of your mind to figure a lot of things out.
Yeah. And it's scary, and it's potentially dangerous. And I think, and I don't know, I'm just assuming, which is not smart, because ask that of you and me, but I think that Dave maybe has felt that. Because when those realities rush at you, it totally destabilizes you as a human being.
No, it does. I know. And it does a lot more than just like I've said, his own mental going ons, but it does things to the physiology of your body.
Mm-hmm.
It really
Absolutely
does. So New Zealand has
I've literally been to hell, I think, because of that.
I think very much the same. My experience with that actually would have been from DMT.
Right.
And that's there's no other way to say it, kind of thing, other than that's the closest thing I could compare it to was hell.
Right. Yeah. I've not done DMT, but I had that experience, and that was quite enough.
Right. No, I know. It's not like I sought it out either. I've always been the person, a mind of like, when those things are ready for you, they will come find you. And so it just happened to find me, happened to be offered, and that made sense as to the time to say yes.
Right. I at this point, I personally do not agree, and this is just me, with people purposefully trying to invoke Kundalini, because this is no joke. You know that.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's the same way as so I feel like kind of weary Colorado's recreationalized mushrooms, right? And
really,
yeah, like you could go to the same way that you go to like a store to buy cigarettes. You could go buy psilocybin mushrooms, and the same way we take like alcohol. Like some people genetically speaking, really can't even risk taking a sip of alcohol, or they'll go down that spiral of alcoholism. Some people can't just do mushrooms just to try it. Just because if it's legal, everyone will be like, I'll try it once. And not everyone needs to do that.
You're right. You have to be mentally prepared for these things.
Lucid dreaming. I think that is. I mean, if you're asking me if I think it's real, it absolutely is. I think it's an applicable thing for some problem solving. I mean, you can sort out a lot of your own self in lucid dreaming, where you have complete domain over every variable.
May I add to that?
Pardon?
Being in the astral these days,
right, yeah,
is almost dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about the DoD earlier. I mean, obviously, like the CIA's done documents on the gateway process and thing. I don't know if they're like hard breaching into like the astral realm and the ethereal, if they're trying to do their own things there. But it's like actually dangerous out there. It feels like. Has been talking about vibration lately. It's almost like his vibration was attacked. I don't know. I mean, Skabo said Dave's been talking about vibration so much recently. It seems like his vibration was attacked. I mean, like, these things happen on like all-encompassing levels. It's like, yeah, it very well could have been. I'm not one to say like it. I don't wanna speak for him at all, right? Of course, but like, it's not like we don't know those things happen. So, oh my God, Xanax gave you lucid dreams for 10 years? I hate that, dude, actually. That could be a problem, for real.
I think Dave should contact me because I have a big understanding of all that.
I don't know if he... I don't know how much he's getting on the email these days, actually. I know because of he's going to the doctor so much, like the doctor. I don't know how much he's actually getting on like our podcast email. I know I get on it, but I don't know how much he is.
Well, if anybody needs help with any of that stuff, please contact me.
Yeah. No, I agree, guys. You really should. Lisa's a fantastic person for these kind of talks. So has it been? Rumors is actually interesting. I'm glad he's back. Yeah, Michael Villegas, he's a really interesting guy. I mean, whether you decide you believe everything he says, just like some people will say Corey Good is a disinformation agent and things like that, you can't help but know that he believes what he's saying.
But he's monetized it.
Yeah, and that's always been my problem. Like, there's nothing on YouTube that I've ever monetized. I've never put ads in front of anything. I've never asked people for money.
It's a big wake up.
Yeah.
If they monetize it, beware.
Yeah. No, exactly. There's a good group of people around Dave. I'll tell you, Maurice. He's top secret Texan, Skabo. He's got a good support system. He really does. Like, his actual friends and family and girlfriend and like IRL in real life. He's got a good support system. So I'm happy that he has that. Not everyone does. That does these things. Oh, I think some people were expecting Rumors to be on the live. No, Rumors isn't on this live. Y'all are actually going to see in a minute our classified Zoom call. Like jump in on this live. So it's not going to be Rumors or Top Secret Texan. It's going to be like our Patreon people. And those are just such fun Zoom calls to me. I don't know how you've been on 2 now, I think, Lisa?
Yeah.
No, those things are those are just like really good roundtable discussions. Are dying and they get mad. I don't know. Someone said that they hear the reptilians and draconians are dying and they're getting mad. Well, you got a take on that? I've not heard anyone say that. Know. So yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I've not heard anyone say anything about them dying or them them going the way of the past.
That sounds like Q stuff.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
I think that is one of the biggest false flags that ever happened to humanity, because people thought they were doing something by joining that movement, by texting on their phones or their laptops or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
when nothing has been accomplished.
No,
The days keep
yeah.
moving.
Yeah. The entire mantra was wait and trust the plan. And you literally you can't just sit and wait. You can't sit there and read and scroll. That's the
That's
same
right.
thing that the people they're complaining about do all day.
Right.
Respectful towards other people's feelings, opinions, and values, even if they're wrong. I appreciate that, Dan. I mean, I just it's I call myself a mystic Gnosticism person. Like I'll
Gnostic.
believe and listen to absolutely anything and take in anyone's opinions and beliefs, and not necessarily have to believe them at all, but just hear them out because it's just as valid as anyone's.
You know,
We're all trying to figure it out together, and that's why this community matters. That's why you have to like literally just like reach out and talk to people and say things that other people want to talk about with you. That's called research. You're damn right it is. We're all researching. It's you don't have to dig through books. You talk to people. Who gave it to me? Charlie Robinson interview. I think that was on YouTube, guys. He said a really good point. It's like we're all born with these puzzle pieces, and you've got a puzzle pieces to put together, but you literally don't have all of your puzzle pieces, and you have to talk to other people and find your puzzle pieces that you're missing and give them their puzzle pieces that they're missing to complete your puzzle and their puzzle. It's a fantastic metaphor.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And humanity has to rely on each other now because obviously we cannot trust the overlords.
No, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, here's a question for you, just a opinion piece. Do you think there was a point where the overlords, the elite, the political like runners of the show, were they trustworthy people ever, or have they always been?
Never,
Okay, cool. I didn't think
never.
so either. I just
George
ask opinion.
Washington was a Mason.
Mhm.
Enough said,
Mhm.
right?
I mean, they literally our founding fathers were drug dealers and thugs, and like they got whitewashed for sure.
Yep.
Here they are trying to separate us. Yeah.
Sad
Um,
but true.
I appreciated that executive order from Tennessee that you sent me earlier today, because I have
Right?
friends in Tennessee, so I definitely sent it to them immediately, and they didn't know about it.
I hope so.
That's what's also crazy to me. Like they're in Tennessee, they're in the capital, and they had never heard of that order even.
Please explain to the people
Right, I will. I'll go
what
pull it
that's
up
about.
actually. Yeah, I'll pull it up because it's interesting. Let me find
It's
it.
frightening. This is the whole FEMA camp indoctrination
Yeah,
stuff
yeah, it
going
is.
on. Everyone, in my opinion, should prepare for what's ahead and make their decision as to what they're going to do and find some way to be okay with that regardless.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you find your people. Like it doesn't have to be your born family. Find your family that you found. But so guys, right here, this is an executive order. I think it was what August 6th in the state of Tennessee.
Yes.
And you go down here. It's all about medical flexibility, blah blah blah. Healthcare staffing. You literally no longer. This was an important one to me. You no longer have to actually be an examined and graduated nurse to go practice like in the medical field. They just like want to show that you've gone to school and that you might actually somewhat sort of know what you're doing. Discretion to utilize the National Guard and State Guard members in connection with certain healthcare emergency services and operations. So basically here you literally they can decide that the National Guard and State Guard can quarantine people and set up camps for them to stay in and separate them into, FEMA camps. Yeah, Skabo, you're right on there. And then keep you there. Suspension of extended personnel paragraph shall not affect. This is another interesting one. Where did it go? Right. Temporary quarantine. Okay, look right here. Inspections of healthcare facilities are suspended. They're no longer going to inspect hospitals, FEMA camps, and all of those for, sanitary conditions or even human rights violations, you could stipulate. They're literally not going to inspect them anymore. Like, what?
Right?
In a time like this, why would you not want to make sure everything's up to code?
Sorry.
No,
I have to laugh
it's so funny to
because
me. You're
it's
right.
ridiculous.
Just click. Mental extras. Yeah, you can get unredacted documents from the dark web. You have to question on the dark web whether or not, because people use tricks to get through those black lines. Like literally, sometimes it's as simple as the person that released it from Freedom of Information Act on a PDF file, like blacked through it on the Adobe Acrobat highlighter thing, and all you literally do is click off of it. So sometimes it's really easy to unredact these documents. Sometimes it's not. Like the one the one on remote viewing from 1986, they black highlighted out with actual pen on actual paper, and then they uploaded it. So those ones are harder to unredact, but you can turn up contrast, you can blah 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 things. So there are ways to get unredacted documents on the dark web even, which is probably the most interesting part to me. But you always have to question their veracity. Who is Tabo for?
All I have to say is trust no one, even me, at this point. Right?
My thing has always been to literally trust my eyes. That's literally
Yes,
the
sir.
only thing I can trust.
Oh, but maybe not, because the overlord of
diminished reality is a real thing now.
CGI. Yeah.
I know.
I think it's very important for humanity to get in touch with their bodies, because we have something, I'll say it's in my solar plexus.
Yeah.
The flight or fight response.
Yeah.
And we all have had that, whether we're going on a first date with somebody we care about, or if we know that danger is coming. That's a built-in system. Please, y'all, rely on that.
It's innate. It's
yes.
It's as old as anything. It's in our genetics.
That's right.
Plug my computer in. There we go. Y'all seen a real Little Miss Sunshine? Man, that shit grew up fast. What? I don't know what he means.
What? I'm 52 years old. Yeah, I'm proud of it.
She's always said in all her comments that she was an old fart. I don't think she is old. 52 is not an old fart. You can't even claim Social Security yet.
Thank you.
And I wish I could, because I'm not going to get to claim it when I'm 66.
Probably not.
I know. That thing's going to fall apart. Did you see this, by the way, when I was scrolling through it earlier? The co-founder of Snopes writes plagiarized articles under a fake name all the time.
That Snopes guy is a scumbag.
Yeah, I mean, I know
Snopes, he cheated on his wife with a stripper. Sorry.
No, he did. You're right.
Not saying there's anything wrong with that. Whatever. But he is a disinfo agent extraordinaire.
And I don't know. I never understood what suddenly made Snopes of a source that we trust in fact checking something. The same way, obviously now, all of the Instagrams and Facebooks and stuff have fact checkers that are just blatant bias. But when did Snopes get the title of unbiased? Because it doesn't seem like they ever have been.
Because they pushed it in the Google universe.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, back when it was starting up. That's really the difference. Getting in on the ground floor where you can where there is no competition initially, you can say that you're the source. You're the trustworthy person.
Those people are scumbags, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If they say something is true, I'm tending to believe the opposite.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. No, I tend to look for something as simple as if they're all worried about the fires in the West Coast, well, there's got to be some, I don't know, flooding going on off the coast in the Pacific Ocean or something. There's got to be like it's like almost exact opposite distractions that they do everything with.
Flipped upside down in clown world. Everything's inverted now.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the upside down cross,
Yeah.
Baphomet,
Yeah.
all of it's gone live. Survival of the fittest has gone live. We were told about that in, let me think of not Game of Thrones,
You talking about Hunger Games?
the Hunger Games.
Yeah, someone commented just a minute ago, do you guys think that America will go Hunger Games? It's very debatable that we already
It,
have.
yeah. I'm not saying any of that because I'm paying attention to you and listening to you. So thank you for telling me.
No, you're good. I'm reading the comments at the same time. Someone commented to look this up, so I am.
I am is a really important thing to say, and people should watch their words.
Oh, I know. I get well. See, I'm autistic, so like words have always been like
You
to
are
me.
you are you. You are not any box that anybody puts you in.
Yeah, no, I've never liked that label at all. But I do know that my brain works differently than a lot of people's.
Thank
So,
God, right? Or
well, yeah, no,
whatever.
you're absolutely
Anybody
right.
wants to think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, everyone today wants like a chips that they get to start off with, that they get to say, I am this, I am victimized by this, I am this. I've never felt that it is a hindrance at all. I like that my brain works different.
No, you're advanced.
There you go.
So in
I'm
my
evolved.
opinion, yes,
Mhm.
good word. In my opinion, there was a huge upspike in that starting in 2010. When I told you I went out of my mind
Mhm.
January 11th of 11. Can't make this shit up.
No, no. I mean everything's. I mean time is a giant loop and circle, but certain things happen at certain points, like on purpose, all congruently and all together and cohesively. It's I don't know if that when is the time? Oh, 2012 is when people say CERN was activated. Is it not? Is that what people tell?
It was before that.
Okay.
I lived in Germany at that time and I
Okay.
felt it.
Yeah. No. I guess the what's the meme term for it? The Mandela effect is a lot of what happens from
Yes,
that. Yes.
yes. The blurring of the dimensions.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what's going on with people's dreams.
That's what
We
I've
gotta
always
fight this
thought.
shit.
Yeah, no, that's what I've always been of the same mind that just because like okay, if people are all like, the world where we live in a simulation or this is all fake or like okay, so does that must make dreams no less valid of reality. If it's not your like I can see and feel my hands and but you're still your reality. Jumped us into the future part of the galaxy. I don't know. They jumped us away from an asteroid. I've not heard this, Mr. Mission Control. He says that in 2012 they jumped us away from an asteroid and jumped us into a future part of the galaxy. I've
I've
not
read
I've
that.
I've not heard that one at all, actually.
I've read that. I don't know the truth of it.
Uh-huh.
Capital T.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I've invited people from across the planet to join us.
I would love
Mostly
that.
older.
Is Tabo 4 one of those people?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, they're in the waiting room. I can admit them. I was gonna wait just a couple minutes. Some of that article, the government among state, everything you see is movement. Well, yeah, that's good. exactly,
Everything you see
table
is
of four.
what?
Everything you see is movement. Same kind of
Yeah, it's all
thing.
frequency and wave.
Right, exactly what I was talking about in Gateway video. It just because like
Yes.
this is solid matter, it makes it no less like frequency and energy. It's got space between the electrons and the nucleus. It has vibrating, rapidly moving particles.
Yes, sir.
Non-stop portal and time plots in the recent movies. I think Hollywood doesn't lie, Cody Jeremiah. He asked what's with all the like recent movie time portals, all those time travels plots. I just don't think Hollywood lies. And so
They don't.
because people are starting to even talk about it, they have to they are talking about what people like will latch onto, and they're
Those
just telling the truth.
they think that they have to tell the truth, and somehow that's going to save them from something.
Mhm.
Whatever. It's been in front of my face. I'm 52, as I said, for my entire life. If I look backwards, wow. Like the whole Terminator thing. I sent you the Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Terminator. Call me Sarah Connor, baby.
Damn right. Someone said 50 is the new 30, so you're all good.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Use RefSeek search engine or core. Okay, let's go to RefSeek search engine. Terahertz frequency generation experiments. I like the sound of it. It sounds
Oh,
very
right.
interesting.
Right? Something to dig in. Thank you, person.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm gonna scroll down. I wanted to see what it. Something like that one. Use documents search function. Documents. I'll let you tell me which website. Mission Control.
Mission Control.
That's his name. His name on here is Mr. Mission Control. So,
Oh, that's
Houston,
great.
tell me what website to click on.
Yeah, Houston, we have a problem.
Uh huh. I'm getting some edu pages now. Thing in there against. Oh. Someone's asked you to just tell the chat about yourself a little bit, Lisa.
Oh boy.
Yeah, whatever you want to say.
At the age of 28, I had gone through enough in my life. I was newly married, and I chose to go move to a war zone to find truth. Human
And
beings,
did you find that you found any truth there or not?
I found a lot of truth. The biggest truth was that humanity, regardless of where our passports are from, are all alike. Not the evil ones, just the regular folks want to be able to support their families, love their families, have some happiness.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether they're Muslim or atheist or anything or Christian. We all want the same thing or desire the same thing. Wanting is not so smart.
Yeah. No, I like where you're at on that. Absolutely. It's
I hope I
so
answered you.
there's no you no I mean you did. The we'll wait 5 more minutes. The biggest piece of, like, I've not lived in a war zone, right? I do think they're trying to make America ready to be a war zone, like the way they were boarding up all the windows and stuff all last year. I think because if we're honest,
Oh yeah,
America's never had a war on our home front. We've spent like 50 years putting wars in other places, but we've never had a war here. I think that they're trying to prepare us for one. I don't know why they think.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. There are Chinese lined up on the border with Canada.
yeah,
Um, Mostly from what I've heard from a trusted Marine source
mm,
above North Dakota, ready to come in. You understand that the Chinese have lost what 30 or so percent of their farmlands.
yeah.
Three Gorges Dam is not good,
Crumbling. It's crumbling. I mean, China has done a massive, massive amount of investing in American farmland. They have the second most farmland in America right now,
right?
as the
They bought
Chinese
up most of
government.
us
Yeah.
thanks to a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the? Did I send you the video from the Obama birthday party?
I saw a lot of the videos from it. I don't know if you had sent me a different one than what I saw. I remember you sending me one. I don't. But I mean, there's. What was the purple lightning thing that was all over the place? Was
I was I was told that's some kind of an app thing,
okay.
but
I
the
never saw an
daughter,
explanation.
the daughter, her
Yeah.
eyes, I saw them change and the
Yeah.
whole mouth thrusting thing.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
reptile shit.
Absolutely, it
Orion,
was. It's. Uh, I mean, they really fucked up. They should have known as soon as it even broke that it was gonna happen. They were gonna have so many eyes on them for it that they literally should have actually just made it friends and family. Like they really should have, because they still had so many fucking people there.
great audacity, and they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah, they've gotten so I don't even
In
think
your
it's.
face?
I don't think it's complacent, really. Even right? It's like,
No,
um,
it's in your face.
yeah.
A big
It's
old F you.
it's the same way as they go, like the Clinton body shop will go kill people. They literally almost, maybe it's like getting off on how blatant they can be and no one do anything about it. Maybe,
You're exactly right. There is an adrenaline rush, I think, for them
yeah.
um, to do that.
I don't know. I wonder what for. I mean, I mean, you get so bored with like having so much money that you're just like, well, let's have some fun with it. I don't know. Yeah, a power trip. You're right there, Jack Dark. All right, I'm gonna let our waiting room in.
Please do. I'm going to excuse myself for a moment.
Yeah, go
I'll be
ahead.
right back.
Steve, you there?
Hello?
Oh, there's Tabo. What's up, man?
Yo, how's it going?
Doing well. You are on YouTube. You already knew that though. You were in the live stream chat.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And there's Steve. Steve, how you doing, buddy?
What up, guys?
You are on YouTube right now. I don't know if you had seen.
Yeah, my PlayStation just updated and it opened YouTube and started playing random music.
Oh, that's wild. No,
I
no,
just
no. I mean that like the Zoom call is on YouTube. Like I'm live streaming the
Oh,
Zoom
okay.
call.
Nice,
Yeah.
man. Been a crazy week for you.
It has, dude. I mean, you saw the videos I was having to upload at the beginning of the week.
Oh.
I mean, Ghost in the Machine's the best way to describe it, really.
100%.
There's a police song, the police song about that.
Yeah. I mean, it was a thing all the way back then. That's like I mean, you know,
All the way
Prince,
back to the 80s.
yeah. Well, like Prince has songs talking about like vaccines changing your biology. Like,
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
Wow.
this has been an agenda, it really feels like. Hey, Michelle,
Hi guys.
Hi, honey.
say hi to YouTube too.
I'm gonna cut mine on.
Wow. How's everybody?
We're doing
Tired.
good.
Tired, hanging in there.
I second or third all of that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So is Dave joining us or is he still kind of recovering?
He was feeling pretty good earlier. I was on the phone with him. I haven't texted him back actually. Let's just ask.
Okay.
So, I think Prince was killed for trying to talk about chemtrails. Anyone else think that?
I mean,
In an elevator, nonetheless.
Well,
I want to research that.
wasn't that like wasn't that the elevator takes you to hell or something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think it was also on The Simpsons or something.
Probably.
Yeah, beforehand.
yeah, it was one of those.
They
It was
love
one of
their
those
game.
manifested events.
Yep.
In our faces.
And so this morning I wake up and I always just turn on YouTube, try to some kind of news when I'm getting ready for work. And the first thing that popped up, South Park, Cartman refusing his vaccine shot. And I was like, that's hilarious.
Is that
Yeah.
is that a new episode?
No, it's old,
Okay, that's what I thought.
but it's
Didn't they
hilarious.
just get like a multi-million-dollar contract? The South Park guys,
Yeah.
right?
What was it? Paramount?
Yeah.
CBS is streaming.
I mean,
It's all the streaming things.
but they want to be canceled. They were actively trying to get their own show canceled last year.
Yep. It was so funny too.
I just think they're tired of doing it. What's up, Niels?
I'm freaking tired.
Yeah.
Hi, Niels.
I mean, I got Team America playing on my TV on mute right now.
But
and
damn, is that a good movie? Damn, is that a good movie?
That's a great movie.
The dude just slapped the ice cream out of the little kid's hand. I'm trying not to laugh out loud about it.
Right.
I was really
Team
hoping
America,
they'd make
you
part
say?
two.
Yeah, Team
Oh,
America
yes.
World Police.
Like I
Yeah.
cried in the theater when I first
Thank
saw
you.
this, laughing so hard.
Tears streaming down. I hear you, bud.
It's one of the I mean, it was
It's wrong. It's super
What
wrong.
are they controlled opposition or what? I don't know.
I don't know. I think they're just they started making things when you didn't get stopped for making that kind of like comedy. And because they got so branded as the people that, oh, it's just South Park. Oh, it's just
Right.
basketball. Oh, it's just Team America. Oh, it's just
yeah.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker. That
Baseball is so funny.
basketball is one of the best ones. Then
Yes.
it's just like it's just like it's them now, and it's an easy write off. And so that even if they're not I'm not sure they are disinformation agents, because when I like watch them on interviews, like they still say heavy, really real shit.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
in your face.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
37%.
You forgot Orgasmo Cam.
Oh damn, you're right. I mean, those guys are some of the most like
They're hilarious.
prolific parody artists of our entire like generation.
Yeah.
Look at the Book of Mormon.
Yeah. Did you know that they're trying to say that the Book of Mormon like shouldn't have such negative like views on like minorities and stuff, even though like but isn't the point that the Mormons are stupid and they're stupid for having those views? Like that's the point of the show, of the play.
Special underwear.
Yeah.
All I gotta say.
I haven't seen the play, but I did watch their South Park episode where they made fun of Joseph Smith throughout the whole thing.
Right.
And then someone told me Mitt Romney had magical Mormon underwear, and I was like, bull.
Yes.
I was like, how can I vote for this man when he has mystical underwear outfits? I can't do it.
That's what they I'm trying to think of what Rhino could stand for in relation to underwear now. But that's what Rhino actually stands for. Something about magical underwear.
Where's Rumors at?
Oh, I mean, that was just a live stream that we did with him, just because I thought it would be a nice way to mix it up. He'll be back on the show. I think I scheduled one with him in a week ish. I mean, he's got his own show to do too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the guy from New England?
I think Top Secret Texan is what he calls himself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
Michael Villegas.
Yep.
He's a really cool dude. I enjoy I mean,
Super cool dude.
you could put him on a camera and talk to him for like 3, 4, 5 hours. He doesn't need to
Yeah.
stop. He doesn't want to stop.
Does it
No.
follow
Why?
Mason?
I'm impressed as to why people don't talk about UFOs more. I mean, I think we talk about it a lot, but I mean, seriously, it should be like number one above all else news. They're just not reporting it. It's just crazy.
Well, I think that was the point of the disclosure thing. They said they were going to put it in the COVID bill, and then they said they were going to, give us a UFO report on June whatever it was 8th, and then they were able to say, well, we did it, okay, now let's move on. I think that was the point, even though that was in a giant bullshit 9-page nothing report. I think the point was that they were able to say they did it and not have to talk about it.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
But aren't there talks about the Space Force investigating from now on?
The Space Force investigating what? I didn't hear you.
Facebook.
Well, the UFO phenomenon.
Yeah, no, Space Force is supposed to be, scientifically investigating. NASA has said they're putting a team on the UFO phenomenon, or I guess they call it UAP now.
President Reagan started all that stuff back in the 80s when I was still a kid.
Literally the Star Wars program,
Yes.
yeah.
I can't trust NASA, guys. They just, I don't know. They don't seem trustworthy.
No.
It seems like all of the people before, like the Taoist or even the Native Americans have like a deeper understanding of it. Before the government had a deep understanding, like they go to the Taoist and they're asking for the information, and then they're literally told, but in more of a symbolic form.
Right. I think there was a different, we really do, if anything, kind of unfortunately get bogged down in the scientific explanation of things, whereas I think a lot of these I mean, you want to call them phenomena, as you can, these otherworldly things, these other dimensional things. I mean, there's so much more esotericism to them that that the government just has to discredit, because I don't know why they have to discredit it. If they talked about it, they might get more respect from a lot of people, honestly.
They were more connected to the earth.
Yes, there you go.
We're all tapped into
Material.
the electronics, the technology, so in the chakra system, I don't know if anybody knows about that.
Absolutely.
But the technology stuff is all up here, and so we're not grounded anymore.
Right.
And there's this big disconnect from that.
And that's also one reason I think it's possible to say that there's
right. And there's this big disconnect.
Oh, she's listening to the stream. I think that
Scott.
you gotta mute the stream there, Michelle. I think that's why they had just a different understanding. I mean, able to call things able to see things more plainly, because they were more in tune with the world and with, I guess, my new terminology for it, per the Gateway video, is the absolute. They were more in tune with the absolute, and so they were more able to communicate from the absolute, not just communicate with, but communicate from it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have how much stuff distracting them.
Oh, I know. I mean, can you imagine if we didn't have the distractions we did? If we could, it's not even make up your own games and things, but it's just be more observant of the things around you, because you have to be, because that's right. What there is to observe.
We've been flooded with too much information. We are frequency beings. The earth that we, in my opinion, are connected to, that frequency is even off the charts. I don't know if any of you look ever into the Schumann resonance, but it's been whiting out. Our magnetic
Schumann beings. I can't remember his real name. I love that dude. He's got really good videos on YouTube now. He's in the chat. He has a really good understanding of the Schumann resonance, but it has been going bonkers.
Yep. My people can't sleep. They can't think.
Dude, I can't sleep for anything.
Right?
Dead serious. I can't sleep. I thought it was the bed, but I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it's the bed, dude. Crazy. Nah, I mean, I haven't been able to sleep either. What's up, Scott?
And I meditate a lot just to be able to sleep, man. It's crazy.
Look at Scott figuring out the computer screens. I love it.
We all have to grow up sometime.
Yeah.
Can't be Peter Pan forever.
Right.
I think you can, but that takes adrenochrome.
That's creepy if you want to be around kids all that time.
Now pass.
Are we allowed to say those kind of words on the live stream?
I mean, you know what? Until it stops going, we're not gonna worry about it. My point here in the stream chat box, whatever can hear me. Basically, the point here is for y'all to see what a Zoom call that we do on Patreon is too. We really do sit here with 8, 9, 10 of these really, really cool. Y'all are all fucking dope people, and we just have actually really good conversations and bounce ideas off each other and have whoa, oh, I hadn't considered it that way moments, and it's one of my favorite things to do every 2 times a week. So I mean, just for y'all to see what we're doing and maybe sneak peek, get involved if you want to in a more direct way. I mean, we've also only got like we're low on viewers from a normal stream. We've only got 40 right now. I'll normally hover
Wow.
around. I'll hover around like
Wow.
70 to 100. The last other streams I've done, so it's not like we're getting exposure, so to say. So like maybe they're already working on not having people see it. So if you ask me, say whatever y'all want to say, because until they shut it down, they'll shut it down.
So, probably an unpopular thing, but has anyone checked out that Mike Lindell symposium?
Yes.
Yes.
Did anyone look at some of that?
I know Lisa
I
knows a
saw-
lot about it if she wants to talk on it.
Yeah. Like,
Interesting.
It's
I watched some of
I'm
it.
not sure that it's just distraction. Sorry to say, there's a lot of truth coming out, but I'm not trusting it. Just my opinion.
well, it's really hard to, I mean, I know Steve, I've talked to you about it before, but it's hard for me to know, okay, if we have all the evidence, what do we do with it? Because technically still it is unconstitutional to be able to just say, yo, Biden, you're not in office. The Congress still ratified him. So
Right.
even if you go into all that, I don't know what you do with that information after the fact. I don't know what the legal recourse is unless you can prove about, like, I think me and you've talked about it, what, like a good 30-something% of the congressional elections were then fraudulent as well. You have to prove so much.
Which, I mean, some of that stuff, because I would turn it on at work when I was slow,
Mhm.
bored, check it out. And they were saying a lot of the House seats were falsified as well.
No, you're right. They are, and
Well,
the
it's
House
like-
is only split about by, I think it's eight in favor of the Democrats, and so you could nullify those results, but I don't know that you would be able to disband the entire Congress after it. I just don't know. It's. I mean, it literally is one of the most unprecedented things in all of American history. If you are able to do it, and I literally don't think anyone knows what there is no precedent, right? So I don't. Yeah.
But it's like just seeing some of the stuff. I mean, they actually had like some brilliant people there, like
Oh,
actual
absolutely. Yeah.
people that created, like the guy that created email was running for a seat, and he said, "I recognize this pattern."
In
And he
Boston.
proved it to a judge, and he said, "Look, right here, I can prove when and how this happened." And it was every vote he got was reduced to a third, and the other guy got one on top of it, like clockwork. He goes, "Look at this pattern after this hour," and he was right. And the judge was like, "Yeah, I see where this is falsified info," and nothing ever happened.
That dumpster fire going down the river there was very apropos for the state of the nation.
Well, did you see what this is trending right now? The hashtag Trump reinstated. While we're talking about this, I figured I'd click on it. I think it might be a troll, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Psychological operation.
Yeah.
If Trump was really reinstated, I think we would have all heard it almost instantly.
OAN reporting on Trump's reinstatement today, but that's got to be a joke. Yeah, it says Lord of Sarcasm. Yeah. It's strange. I don't know why this would be a trending thing.
Psychological
Got reinstated.
operation.
What would change?
Yeah, no, I don't think he's we all know his I got vaccines made faster than anyone's ever done it. I don't know that anything changes.
Did
I
I
think
see
it's
the
that
video?
too. Cause more division, get everyone really fighting. Can you
Yeah.
imagine if they said they're going to reinstate Trump? Can you imagine the meltdown
Oh,
on
look at
both
this.
sides?
Yeah.
Right?
This is crazy.
So personally, I think it's divide, divide, divide. Push
Yeah.
everyone to the limit.
Right. No, I mean, we've known, like, that's the point. If you literally are so divided that you're not considering your neighbor to even be human. There's some demonized libtard, and your other neighbor, if you're on the other side, is some fascist Nazi. If you dehumanize everyone, and now it's a lot easier to go to actual civil war.
What
Hegelian
pisses me,
dialect, problem, action, solution. Period.
what pisses me off the most is we all know there was some kind of crooked stuff going on. A blind person could have seen that. You can't explain some of the stuff, but Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever you are, shouldn't you want an honest election?
Period. Yeah, absolutely.
That's my concern. It's like, do I like Biden? No, I think he's a creepy guy that touches kids, but he's in there. Do I want him to do well while he's in there? Absolutely.
And see, I think that's one of the biggest differences in what was Trump's presidency. It was one of the first times in American history that a political side was like, I'd actually be okay with America tanking because that would be bad for Trump. It doesn't, like, even though people like maybe not wanted Obama in there, they 100% still didn't want the country to go to ruin. They didn't want everything to go to shit.
Exactly.
Trump in office, a lot of people were really like, I hope America does horrible. I hope,
Which is such a piss poor mindset. It's like, why would you ever want your country to do poorly?
I know.
That's so dumb.
My team didn't win, so I'm just gonna burn down the whole playground.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is that, man?
Bullshit.
It's non-thinking.
I gotta
That's
say,
literally
like I
the
said,
idea.
I'm 52 years old. I'm not from, but I grew up in New England, which is not far from New York and New Jersey. And I realized at one point that I was being fed information that was not great about Donald Trump, but I also knew at some point that I was, what's the word I'm looking for? Bred to accept that. To have him be the president.
Yeah.
He ruined Atlantic City. He didn't pay a whole bunch of people, and people should probably pay attention to Jared Kushner.
Yeah,
And-
he made a grand exodus from politics and got right back into the
Right.
real estate market, the finance world. Does anyone?
Anybody that has a lot of money,
Go
I
ahead.
would not trust them. Just
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
I wish I was in that situation to worry about it.
Yeah,
no,
right?
I guess I
It would
hear
be
you on
nice
that.
to be not trusted by you.
Right.
I hear you, honey.
So today is the Fibonacci sequence Freaky Friday because it's 8/13/21. Oh, that's good stuff.
That is good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's continue the pattern.
Right.
And in a more positive direction. Let's hope the pattern changes a little bit. I mean, I know it repeats, but let's have some good shit for a while.
Let's repeat the good stuff, not the bad.
Right.
Fear is the virus. I don't know if y'all know this account, Human Vibration. I think she's just like, she's a good fucking.
8/13/21. Oh, that's good stuff. That is good stuff.
She
Was
knows
that
her
the
shit.
individual? Kevin, was that the individual you were talking about that was pointing out purple stuff in the back?
Yes, she is. She is spot on about purple things, like so much. See right here.
On. Bring her
Soon,
on, dude.
purple. Where's
No.
another good purple one? See, okay, about about Obama's party. Absolutely, all I see is purple.
Yep.
It
what
literally
does
is
that
though.
mean?
Like they are purple.
What's up with purple?
It is the
Yeah.
color of illusion. It is literally okay. So I'll explain it this way because this is how I love it. The visible light spectrum goes from red to blue, and because the color purple is the mix of red and blue on literally in between, like it would be outside the visible light spectrum, but because it is a color that exists. Our eyes have to instead wrap around the visible light spectrum and reconnect it and create the color purple for us to see. Ultraviolet. We literally have to create that color that is a light frequency that our brain can't figure out, so it makes purple. And so the color purple is in and of itself an illusion and a magic trick. And so people say that purple is the color that people will use like this for loosh, for like obvious telling you that this isn't real, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
It's also the color of the crown chakra.
It is.
And I
right.
will readily admit that it has always been my favorite color. Does not belong on cars or houses. But
Right.
I had a purple birthday cake from the get-go.
I remember Madonna was really into purple for a while when she moved to England and started hanging out with
Yes.
different people.
Yes, she was.
Because it's a royal color.
It is
Is she
royal,
still-
right? Which is
But
also
please, let's not negate or demonize colors, please.
well, no, it does.
it's-
It's not
how does
demonizing
one
it. but there is
demonize
some good
something that has
symbology
no
in it.
intrinsic positive or negative attachment. It's
Yeah.
it's only a color.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So like, but like you said, a royal color. A good analogy there would be these people that are royal. They are no better or worse than anyone else, but because they're royal, it is an illusion that they're better than you, and so their royal color would be purple, because that's an illusion as a color kind of thing. There's symbology in a lot of where purple is used. Not
Absolutely.
that the color itself is really means anything. It's just kind of the same way the Masonic symbol or the compass thing, like the symbols that they've taken to mean things, they kind of like to use a lot. So it seems like purple is a color they like to use to kind of tell you that they're telling the not truth. Like here, the Pfizer CEO says that like false claims about me not being fully vaccinated, but the background's purple, right? So like she makes good connections like those.
Nice. I don't know if I can buy a purple mattress now. I'm believing it.
You're literally sleeping on a cloud because it's not real.
Bro, my back needs support. I'm fat.
Although, okay, I don't know if anyone watched this video of Netanyahu a while ago, but that really does look entirely computer generated to me. He doesn't look like he's in a real place. Like those flags don't look real behind him.
No, that's
Ash cannot see. Hello. It's all in the name.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
I know, right?
Right?
How the hell is Kevin Spacey not in jail?
Right?
Don't ask that question. You'll die.
Mhm.
I mean, he.
Oh,
I
no.
don't think he wants to come to my house. Maybe he does. Who knows?
You know, whatever your opinions on the man, he's a very talented actor.
Dude is a great actor. He's just a creep.
He's a big creep.
I mean,
Camden,
that's
have you done any interesting files or anything? Like, have you found anything about afterlife in the CIA files by chance?
let me see. I know one. I know that I had a hard time finding it again. But it basically stipulated. I don't know if you I don't know. You've been on a Zoom call to hear me talk about what I think the afterlife is to begin with.
I didn't.
So do you know of DMT?
Yes. Well, I mean, pretty much everyone now.
So resources. DMT is a naturally occurring chemical in the brain.
Right.
It is what helps us to have dreams. And so when you die, they've only done about 3 of them, but they've gotten, CAT scans as someone's dying. I'm going to search for reading room.
Oh man, I saw a
And
video
a
about
massive amount of DMT is released in the brain when someone dies. And so
Mhm.
a DMT trip, basically you out of body experience, you go to the ethereal, the astral realm, whatever you want to call it. and you then have a body to come back to. Now, if we instead didn't have a body to come back to, you would stay in the ethereal realm in that DMT trip. So you, in my opinion, the reason that heaven and all those things is literally what you make it is because it is your DMT trip that you're making it. If you decide, that's why religion is so important to a lot of these people, or historically a lot of people, because if your entire family believes and truly believes they're all going to the same version of heaven, well, all of your family will be there. So like part of what religion is family wise, like family line wise, is getting all of your family to go to the same place in the same afterlife. Like you create your own heaven and hell. In the end, if you feel that you were a bad person, you will go to your own literally perfectly created and curated hell. You will go to your own heaven. That's just the way I've always found it ended up being.
You don't even have to die for that. You can make your own hell on earth right here.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a fact.
What about astral projection? How does that play into the dream aspect?
It's to me, I mean, this is all just my own personal speculations. I don't know if you got to watch Gateway Process video.
I did.
Yeah, so astral realm would be getting into that absolute. So the astral projecting is removing yourself from time and space, and then being able to jump in and out of time and space, removing yourself and then reinserting yourself wherever. So astral, like the ethereal realm, is the absolute. It's where consciousness goes while it's not in a physical body, kind of thing. So like you're literally doing that. That is different from the afterlife, being that it's like not your own designed thing. It is separate from. I think it's been real. Take it easy. I'm reading chat box. But again, it's not like I actually know anything. I haven't died. So like my best guesses. I think this is it. This isn't it, but this might be an interesting one. I don't know where this came from.
Why is that
It's
guy
a
got
weird place to be holding a candle.
Yeah, he's literally got a candle on his junk.
Weird. There's a flame coming out the end, so at least, I mean, he's got that going for him, I guess.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool trick. I'm not gonna lie.
Some symbolism there for sure.
Maybe that's his wang, and he actually lit it on fire too. That's crazy.
Maybe.
Listen, if there was going to be a way to make sure somebody was dead, lighting their junk on fire is going to be the way.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely dead.
Maybe that was how they used to say they had the clap back then. They're like,
wow.
oh, my dick burns.
I died December 2nd of 1991. And here I am.
Do you remember anything from your vacation?
I do. I was met by some kind of a light being. I don't know what that was. I was given a choice. I was told that I had not yet completed my mission, and was given the choice to come back. And so I did.
Mm-hmm.
I was very angry about that. I was 21 years old, and I was pissed off until I was about 24 about that. I didn't want to come back here.
I don't blame you.
Right?
This is certainly a proving ground of sorts.
For sure.
I say it kind of sucks here.
A little bit.
What do you think about reincarnation?
I've taken a new perspective on it, actually. Still back on it. The Gateway Process video, dissecting that again, was very interesting to me, because it talks about basically reincarnation of sorts, where your consciousness retains those memories. And so you literally go out of that torus into the absolute, and you go back into the jet of energy and matter, and maybe reborn. And I think that actually a lot of our societal mechanisms, the things we're fed, the formula we're given as babies, even the GMO foods that we're forced to eat, the tap water we're exposed to, the direct energy weapons we're exposed to on frequential levels. I think a lot prohibits us from accessing those memories of a past life. I mean, you also could be someone that's on their first life, I guess. You could be a new soul. But I think that we are very systematically stopped from remembering past lives if we at all have them. And that's a new thing for me to like even contemplate. But there's a scientific breakdown to it. So
Saturnalia might be something for people to look into.
Oh, I get what you're making that connection to. The out-of-body trip. What a way to go.
I was thinking because if you, let's say you said you go to your, but just by guess, we don't know, but your version of heaven or hell, I was just thinking, how would that play into reincarnation?
I think you're in that version of hell. I mean, okay, because you're removed from time and space, right? There is no comparison of how long you've been in those places. So for that soul, it literally would feel like an eternity, even if it's in some sort of a linear time-wise, is just a couple minutes or seconds before all of a sudden you are thrust back into reality. So I don't think that it has to actually bear any significance, so to speak, to being able to be reincarnated after the fact. It's going to feel like forever, no matter what. The same way that DMT trips while you're actually still alive feel like a whole fucking lot longer than the 5 minutes you're there. I know Niels has heard my DMT trip story, but like that felt like hours and hours and hours, and I was only told I was like not conscious for like a minute and a half. So like they're like, what is it? The Loki show now is like, time works different here in the TVA. Whatever bullshit that is, time works different in the absolute.
I know on mushrooms, time definitely slows down.
Say again?
On mushrooms, time definitely slows down.
You're right, you are.
You just seem like you've done so much, and you're like, it's only been 5 minutes.
Yep.
And you're like, I just did a day's worth of thinking or whatever you're doing.
Since we're speaking about reincarnation, I think that we all kind of chose to be here, now.
We chose to come to the sandbox. We wanted to do things that we could actually do.
With surprises.
Keep going, Niels, though. You were on a good track.
Yeah, no, like through cosmic free will, I don't know, like you can choose, like probably to a limited extent, but you can choose like where you reincarnate and as what, like probably to what possibilities are given to you. Somewhat in that sense. You know that like all souls that we are here right now, we chose to be here in this life. That's what at least, like that goes into the law of one.
The only thing I have a hard time believing about reincarnation is if we do retain all our memories, how can we as a people still be this dumb?
We don't. Our memories get wiped.
So what is the point? You know what I mean?
There was a loss of knowledge, loss of wisdom that was passed on. We forget our nature.
Right?
It just seems like that would be useless then. Like, what would be the point if we can't remain or retain our memories and improve? It's like, why do we keep going in this endless loop?
Well, allegedly in third density, like you're not able to remember past lives, but because again you chose to reincarnate as a third density being, and so basically you chose to not to remember, and hopefully to be able to remember again then, once you came out of this.
So an interesting one is just, I mean, it's not like I personally subscribe and absolutely believe in any of these, but I've really liked the theory before that, so in reincarnation, you are everyone. Like, you have to live every life on your reality. So, and in one time or another, you will reincarnate as, like, all of you guys' souls are the same souls as my soul, but we have to live every life in all of history for every perspective that is possible in all of our reality. And then once you have all of those perspectives together, you do remove yourself from the reality, and now you have all those memories, you have all those perspectives, and now you're what I guess we would call an ascended trans-dimensional being, divine person, blah, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So, like, that's an interesting one.
I'm going to turn you guys on to someone that's extremely interesting. I only kind of recently found him. His name is Harold Kautzvela. I'm going to spell it Harald, and then Kautz -V as in Victor ELLA. His website is https://Aquarius-technologies, spelled like the Germans would, LOGIES.de. This guy is so on it, it's almost scary.
AquariusTechnologies.de.
Yes, sir. And he doesn't speak above any level. He's very honest and open and upfront with how he speaks. So I'm not a scientific person, but I understood what he was saying.
Oh. I actually just read that the other day, no joke.
Right?
Well, then it's meant for you, isn't it, sir?
Well, I already read it. I was
How's
doing
that
some
for,
research.
Coming back around again, man. It's in your face again. Things that present repeatedly. There's a reason.
There's a reason, yeah. So, okay, if you read it the other day, I'm just asking you, what kind of things did you draw from it? What did you, like, what was the takeaway you had?
I was doing, to be honest, I read probably like 10 CIA documents, the ones that really interest me, and I just go through, then I link the names, and then I do research into energy. And I think he's probably one of the ones I came across when I was doing the orgone energy and free energy research, because it also relates to the pyramids and how they use like resonances and stuff like that. It's it's related, but it's really about free energy. I know that this is what it has to be about. Yeah.
He says we're not ready for free energy. We would destruct.
I'm ready to quit paying for my energy.
You guys want a quick example of free energy?
Yeah, go for it.
Have you ever heard of a crystal radio? It's a little hobby kit from forever. And there's no battery. There's a copper wire you suspend in the air, and then you attach that to the crystal and the little microphone, and you can listen into different radio waves that are broadcast.
Oh.
Nice.
Right?
Just saying, it's a child's hobby kit, and it functions.
What kind of crystal is
without batteries.
That's what I was asking.
Good question. Why don't you pull that jammy up there, buddy? Let's show the world.
You can also build a lamp that works with a magnet only. Like
I mean, one of my favorite experiments was the potato thing, like making a light work with potatoes. Like, why can't we get free energy if we can use potatoes to like turn on a light bulb? I don't know.
Well, there's no money in free, bro.
No, you're
right.
right. I mean, what? It's
See, I
literally
thought-
it's like it's on it's on Etsy.
Crystal radio. Is
It's
that a
much
stick,
better to
Andy?
ask forgiveness than permission, generally speaking. Unless you're dealing with
Yes.
another sentient or sovereign, then you damn sure better ask permission.
Did I just see a Styx vinyl album?
Yeah, you did. But that's not a crystal radio.
I say, if I could play Styx music with a crystal, I might be on America's Got Talent.
Hmm. Never operate a crystal radio during a thunderstorm. Why not? Why not?
My,
You-
my money is on a lot more free electrons floating around in the air, and they might get picked up and transferred to you.
Same thing with the phones and the laptops. And I have a huge storm coming in, so I'll stay here as long as I can.
So it's
Yeah,
bad to
you
be on
guys have been
electronics
good.
during a storm?
Oh, you've got to ground it. Oh, okay, this makes sense. I
Oh.
mean, I get the science here, but like, if we can, yeah. So why is this like a child's experiment?
We should all be grounded to the earth. We live
A
here,
child's toy. Why can't we just scale it?
Yeah.
right?
Do you
I
guys see
think
this
the magnets-
grounding mats?
So now the thing about the grounding mats, that's legit, but there's also a thing called stray voltage. And if
Yeah.
your grounding mat going outside is too close to your power coming in, you might be in for a shocking surprise. Pun intended.
That was a
I
great
like you, dude.
demonstration right there.
So it literally uses power from the radio waves to power itself. I mean,
Wow.
like, I mean, okay, I also think that part of the problem was we went with direct current energy instead of alternating current. Like, Tesla was really onto it right there. And for whatever
Right.
reason, that got stopped by, I guess, Edison, because he was the deep states dude.
Yep.
But this just makes sense.
We're on AC. We're on alternating current.
Oh, okay, then
DC,
direct
you prove
current. I had it
through
backwards.
Transmission,
Oh.
but the DC it takes much less voltage to completely turn a human into a burst hot dog.
Yeah. No, that's
I
I
know
said
for
it
a
backwards then.
fact.
My bad. But yes, I don't know why we
I know
went
for
with
a
AC.
fact that the US is on 110 volt. The rest of the planet is on 220. Even the same thing with the NTSC system for our computers and games, as opposed to the PAL system on the rest of the planet. That fact alone should make us go, really?
I just wish we had 432 frequency music.
Right? Oh, that's a big one.
Well,
I don't know. I think we all need to
Make
get
some.
ham radios, but that's just me.
you know, it turns out you need a license to operate them, Johns.
Yeah, you do.
What?
Yeah, you have to get a license.
You have to
Yep.
be licensed. to
No,
have one.
yeah, I know. Well, actually, I don't know how hard it is to get a license. Let's go find out.
It costs money and it's not easy. There's a
Yeah, because
time
that's true.
differential.
That's true unregulated communication.
Yeah.
It just bounces out the ionosphere, doesn't it?
Yes.
And you can long range. You can long range communicate. It's $35.
That's
Oh,
it.
So there was something else. So when I was in Iraq, they were teaching us about, well, they didn't teach us. They educated us on this thing called a long-range wireless phone. So in the United States, you can't have them, but in other less developed countries, as they say, you can. And it's like a regular house wireless phone, right? That would have a receiver and a sender. And you walk around with a little handset, but they can go out like 10 miles maybe and still use it. For example, in Black Hawk Down, when you see the little kid holding up the phone to listen to the helicopters that are coming, that is a wireless house phone.
Yes.
That, you know, so our regulations preclude us from having those things.
Yes,
They'd much
sir.
rather
It-
have us obligated to the cell towers, whatever that's for.
And then there's another thing that the rest of the world works on a tri-band system, but we're regulated to a dual band system in the United States. I spent 20 years overseas with .mil. My phone did not work here unless I bought the tri-band in Deutschland.
Well, even your SIM card is a dual band SIM card in every American phone.
Right?
Yeah.
Today I learned something new.
Hey,
So thanks, guys.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
did any of you guys get that FEMA text or alert on your phone?
No.
I did not, because I powered everything down. I went completely black.
I left it on because I was curious what it would be. I didn't get it.
I was in the middle of changing phones actually those days. So I bet that's why I didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that actually got that alert. Like nobody.
Google, AT&T, and Verizon, and Telecom blacked it out. Deutsche
Why?
Telekom.
That's T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
I don't remember exactly the year, but I was living in Deutschland, and my internet got upgraded so bad. It was awesome. I had everything at the touch of my fingers. They are at the forefront. No offense to any Deutsch people. I'm American Deutsch. But their internet went live hard and fast.
That heavily depends on where you're at, actually.
I was in Winnweiler.
Well, that's in the West, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they have pretty decent internet there.
Right? It was amazing.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go get a ham radio license.
Please do.
Well, I really want to get. I want to get this.
I'm gonna Google how much a ham radio is.
I want to get this tower for my Jeep that literally it's just across the top of my Jeep and it's a ham radio. Let's see.
Camden, what kind of Jeep do you have?
I suggest everybody get automobiles that are not electronic and fast. Old stuff.
Okay. I've got a 14 JKU, so I knew there was a reason that we were so close.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
From here,
That's
This
crazy.
is-
I got a 2010 Jeep.
That's the color of it, but it looks more like that one. They're cool cars.
for-
I love driving
For
the
the
stick
viewers
shift.
here, you see how we're bouncing all over?
Yeah.
It's good. It'll keep you from getting bored. And the Zoom
Absolutely.
calls decide to join the Patreon, which I personally have gotten a lot out of, and I would recommend that other people check out too. There's not a long-term commitment or anything, so if it's not for you, scoot. That's all right. Not everybody's cut from the same cloth.
I mean,
Will
is
you
yours?
go for one or two or both?
What was that? It broke up.
Yeah.
Was he Gulf War 1 or 2 or both?
Whom?
Oh yeah, who
I
are you
think
talking about?
You.
Me?
And the red
Oh,
shirt,
no.
yes.
Oh no, you cut out. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I said the wrong thing.
It's okay. No, yeah. It's still in the Persian Gulf. I swam in the Persian Gulf. It was super salty, and I floated very easily.
You froze
lived-
up for a second, dude.
Yeah, imagine that. I lived in Bahrain from 1998 to 2001.
Lisa, you're very well traveled, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
She's very well traveled. This is what I want in my Jeep. I want an overhead ham radio so I could talk to
Oh,
my pizza.
wow.
Not bad.
That's awesome. I want one now, too.
I mean, it's just like it's unprohibited. It's total long range. Like you can't censor it. They
Yeah.
can't stop you from communicating.
And with ham, it's not
Protects you
even
down.
civilian band. It's not a CB radio
Right.
where you can get in trouble if you tweak and peek it to talk to people further away. But with ham, it is what it is.
That's what it's
So,
exactly what it's
Yeah.
actually made for, so to speak. So
That's-
yeah,
Cool.
You actually are not supposed to have like commercialized like broadcasts on ham radio. That's for CB radio.
Imagine that.
Wow. California tore down all the ham towers.
That's what someone said, but I saw that MG said that, but it was my understanding that you don't really need a ham radio tower.
That's what I thought. But...
He might be talking to CB and just confused.
Strange.
So what's the sticker on one of those little small hams? Because I see people in my area, they'll drive by a house and there'll just be a random radio tower behind like a 1,800 square foot house. It's like some dude lives alone and he rocks his ham radio. That's cool. But what's the setup run?
I'm looking at one right now and it's $270.
Yeah, they're not crazy expensive.
No.
That's pretty reasonable to be
Yeah.
able to talk to somebody a state away whenever you want.
Yeah. Has anyone heard about California being on a yeehaw conspiracy?
What's that?
Okay, hold on. I'll go pull up the photo. Cause I just think it just makes sense. I think I might have to move to California because this is gonna be great.
No.
That's
Oh
a
my
joke.
God.
That's definitely a joke, but I think it could be funny.
Please don't.
I'm not, but it's not gonna pull up. But okay, California gun laws will make people buy 6-shooters and lever gats. Environmental laws will eventually lead to people riding on horseback because cars will get taxed to hell. Being super lax on crimes means vigilantism and bounty hunters will become mainstream. Holy shit, California's on a yeehaw conspiracy.
Wow.
I like it.
It's just funny. Like, I didn't even think about it that way, but yeah, completely plausible that you won't want to be driving cars. So horses make sense. You won't be able to have any guns except for 6-shooters and lever gats. You literally can't. It makes sense. I'm all for it.
May I please ask Mr. DE what's going on over there? Because we're getting no information from there.
Mr.
Germany.
Mr. Who?
Deutschland.
I think she's talking about me.
Yes.
Well, I mean, there are slowly coming some protests to place. We will probably be going back into a lockdown in October, and people take it very well.
No one learned. You know, I was in Germany for 13 years, and I had good friends that whenever I would bring up anything World War II, they would just go silent and blank. They wouldn't say a word because it's against the fucking law there, excuse my French, to even discuss this shit.
Yep. It's true.
See? Not lying.
Well, the way that Niels has told us before, you can't even you can't have a knife. Like you can't just like be walking around with a knife in your pocket just to have a knife.
What?
Well, then
No, in order to have any weapon, you have to go through a hunter school. And Niles, maybe you can explain that word in Deutsch, but it costs a shitload of money, and it is one of the most rigorous things that you have to go through to even own a gun.
That is true. It's very hard to get a gun or to even obtain a license for that. Yeah. Well, I mean, and so you can have knives, but there is certain rules to it. So there's a credit card rule. If the blade is longer than the credit card, it's probably not allowed. So you are exactly. You should probably not walk around with a large kitchen knife, because it will be taken away from you if you get caught. And like two-bladed weapons like daggers, fundamentally forbidden. Then like telescope, batons, and batons in generally are a weapon. It's funny though, not for the police forces. Yeah.
What about the 3D printed weapons?
Come again?
What about the 3D printed weapons?
Oh well, it's a weapon. Yeah, it's illegal.
But they were having issues with making those like technically count. Oh, is he? I'm trying to figure out if where's Rumors. I can go email him, I guess. Rumors of Instinct wanted to join, but I don't know where he went. They were having problems in the U.S.
I
saying
think he's
that,
in the YouTube.
yeah, he's in the YouTube chat I saw, but I don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go to email.
We got to get Rumors on here.
I mean, he can just join the Zoom chat.
Yeah,
Zoom
no,
call.
he can, but he's got to have the link, and so I've got to email it to him, which is fine. I just got to email
Please
it to him.
do.
And make that happen, dude. I wanted to ask him some questions about some less than normally seen beings.
Me as well.
Oh, we're gonna go there.
I'll go wherever, man. I mean, as long as I can keep my clothes on, it's fine.
I'm definitely not a man, but I get you.
Wait, hold up. You guys are wearing clothes?
Yeah, that's why Steve's got his camera off.
Yeah.
Literally. Literally.
Comfortable in his native environment. Good for you, Steve.
I mean, I was born in this world this way, right?
I'm saying.
Oh man.
No, it's just I forgot to leave my air on in my apartment. It's hot as balls in here. So I'm just in a t-shirt and boxers trying to wait for it to cool down. When I got home, my apartment was 86 degrees, and I was like, that ain't cool.
Dang.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's not there anymore.
We've had an unexpected heat streak in Michigan.
Have any of you ever heard of Buddha Boy?
A rapper?
No, he is
Rap man.
a Taoist. He lives over there near the Himalayan mountains, and the locals call him Buddha Boy because he was meditating under this tree for like days straight without moving or eating. And he would just be able to survive, and he would spend long months into like the journeying into, the forest and stuff in his normal area. And literally he has so many followers now just because of his ability to meditate for long periods of time.
Yeah, no, I was sending a message to Michael. Yeah, no, I know about him. He basically was doing like sun energy feeding, whatever you want to call it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and he did, I mean, you technically, there's lots of people that have, at least to their own words, been able to subsist through that means.
Yeah, there's an actual religion behind that.
I mean, it takes
Religion.
it takes an
The
interesting
Eritreans?
Yeah, but you know what?
Eritreans,
There's
yeah.
there's a lot of fallacies about meditation. For example, I have ants in my pants, and so sitting somewhere cross-legged or whatever, and meditating doesn't work for me. But I learned how to tap into that, whatever creator being or source or whatever you want to call it, just by connecting my heart, mind, self. Some people call it the heart chakra and the pineal gland or pituitary gland, and just being silent within that. I have to shut down technology these days because there's too much noise. I get more information when I shut all that crap down than when I'm online, although I'm seeing a ton of information. And I trust that way more than whatever I'm seeing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the internet got me before, so you gotta be leery.
The trap.
No, how about that shit? Speaking of, it's a trap. What? Who is it? Oh gosh, what's his name? He's one of the political figures constantly. He pulled that shit out in Congress, was it? Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. Got
Yes.
pulled out by what's his nuts?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah,
Yes.
I
talk
don't know
about
why I'm
Star
blanking on
Wars.
his name.
It's a trap.
Agmar.
That dude.
How many of you saw the Karate Kid? And I'm not talking about the latest version, but the one from the 80s.
I never saw it.
I'm not
I
trying to
get a
date
lot of
myself.
crap for
Okay,
it.
well, most Americans, and I'll just speak for Americans because that's where I'm from, thought that this kid that went into a very stable environment, Daniel, right? He was actually the protagonist. He interrupted something that worked, kind of like Luke Skywalker was not the good guy.
Wait,
You mean the kid that got bullied?
Yes,
Did he?
there was a non-chaotic system that he went into, and when he went into it, he caused the chaos. I know that's crazy thinking.
I mean, no,
That's why there is this show now at Cobra Kai, where
Yes,
Ronan has his own show now. The kid who lost.
yeah,
Yes.
no, but he
How I
didn't do
Met
anything
Your
wrong.
Mother did a
He
whole
was just
episode about that.
a hard karate-er, and Daniel's son came in and was just a complete chotch. I mean, yeah.
Trained a couple of times, and the other guy
No,
was
I
trained.
mean, there's also there's a really good internet group, we'll say. Emperor Palpatine did nothing wrong.
Yeah. I know that one.
I love y'all.
To be fair, Emperor Palpatine didn't do anything wrong in his character.
Yeah, yeah.
He was
Something to think
following
about,
who
right?
dude was trying to be.
He gave a
So-
lot of jobs to people.
Well, yeah.
He did. He created peace and security in his empire.
Well, I mean,
Right?
that's what Anakin did.
No,
I mean, Darth
Anakin
Vader.
didn't do that because it was Palpatine's empire. Anakin
Yeah, but
thought it
he-
was about to be his new empire, but it wasn't that way. He was already trying to
Anakin-
overthrow Palpatine before the third movie
Yeah,
even ended.
I know,
That's
but he told Obi-Wan that he brought it to his new empire.
Peace and security to my new empire. Your new empire?
Yeah.
You kids are so smart. Thank you.
I
You know,
just
I
think Star
started
Wars is
dreaming
so
about
good.
all of you when I died December 2nd of 1991. I knew that I would be working with the youngest generation. And here I sit. Thank you.
I'm
It's-
almost-
Hey,
welcome.
we
Guys,
appreciate you sitting with us.
Thank you, honey.
So I want to ask y'all because I asked chat earlier, and they gave me some answers. What do y'all think, like, is the deal with Afghanistan? Like, what did we spend 20
Oh,
years
my
doing?
God.
What did we spend 20 years there doing, if not preparing all of them for exactly this? And the Taliban has taken 10 capitals in less than a week. I think 12. They took 2 more today.
Did they?
If you'd like my
Very
opinion,
armed.
That's some efficiency.
no, it was all about the opium for a long time.
No,
We have
right.
an opioid epidemic that is catastrophic in the United States of America.
And they needed the
And
poppy
now-
fields.
And yes, and I have talked to brethren, for lack of better words, that said that that's exactly what they were doing. They were guarding poppy fields. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
part of it. And now, much like Saigon or the Tet Offensive in Vietnam, our boys and girls, for lack of better words, are being set up to get fucking slaughtered.
Yeah, it's really, really, really sad. It's really worrisome.
It's- Awful.
Yeah.
It's even worse for the poor people of Afghanistan. Dude, they've been getting the hammer from everybody since what, the 60s? Like first
Yeah.
Russia, then
Power
us,
play.
you know, and the whole time they're like, we have like the world's most powerful army, and we're sending our interrogators who use intense interrogation methods to deal with dirt farmers in Afghanistan.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Like, what the fuck?
And it's not just
Come
there,
on.
it's global. You know, I gotta tell you, some of the most lovely people I've ever met in my life were Bahrainis. They were Muslim. The first year I was there, which was 1998, I woke up on Christmas morning and I had piles of presents in front of my villa. No Christian in America ever did that to me or for me, right?
Right.
We've all been sold a big fucking con. We're all human. We're all connected. And this religion, people might want to look at the Book of Enoch, have been sold out.
There's also been people to stipulate before that in Afghanistan they've got a lot of these like old relics, stargates,
Yes.
Metatronic connector points and nodes of the world, and is like have we finished doing whatever we wanted to do with those two, and we're cool for the Taliban to take back over, like we're
And Syria.
yeah.
There are stargates everywhere over there. I live in Arkansas. There is a crystal vortex, believe it or not. Here there is a sister vortex crystal in nature that is in Brazil. And I think that we're protected at this point, but I don't know.
There's a vortex in Oregon too. I know because I've been there and I've seen
Yes.
the distortion of space. Like you can watch a tall person and a short person at two different distances, and they will
Yep.
approach each other at these two poles, right? It's just like a telephone pole on the ground. And as they transcend the center, they change sizes from a distance. Like
Yep.
if you're in it, it doesn't look the same. But on the outside,
It looks
there's
yeah.
shit going on.
Has anyone seen The Dome from Netflix? You might want to pay attention. I don't belong to Netflix anymore because I refused to pay into that system. But The Dome means something.
I've seen that.
I kind of like Netflix because they're willing to throw money at anybody with original ideas.
And
You know,
not
and
many
say, "Hey,
people
just go
make
make it,"
original
which was
ideas
this-
anymore. Yeah.
The same way that the
With that-
music industry operated until I guess the 70s, where they were just like, who knows what kids are gonna like? Give it a shot. You know,
Right.
throw money at a band. You know, if they take off, awesome. If they don't, chalk that one up and then go make another million.
There's a lot of truth being put out.
There's not many there. Netflix does. I give it to them, at least attempt on original ideas. But even the Netflix originals, they're kind of a lot of the times formulaic, we'll say. And
Yes.
I really would love for something to break formula. I need to actually write the entire thing. I've got like 3/4 of a screenplay parodying like the NSA surveillance state that we live in. And it's we'll tell the entire chat. It's not many people.
I will help you. I majored in journalism.
Really? Okay.
Just ask. You bet.
So synopsis. You call it Gridlocked, and it's about a dude that is just, like me and you, does nothing really wrong at all. He's just is about his life, but he's so tired of the Apple Watch telling him to, take a breath or get up and walk. He's so tired of the ads that he talks about with friends showing up on his Instagram. He's so tired of the all-encompassing surveillance state that it just appears that we live in. And so he decides he's going off grid, and he goes to Walmart or wherever you want to call it. I guess I couldn't use Walmart. He goes to the store, and he starts to buy all his survival equipment. In that store, perchance, he happens to see someone he knew in high school, and just shakes his hand, say hi, how you doing? Okay, cool, good to see you, and goes on with buying his things. Unbeknownst to him, that person is now like a black market arms dealer, human whatever you want to make him, a bad person that's under surveillance. So the government gets just one photo real quick of our protagonist shaking hands with a person they're spying on or watching or criminal, and then the next day our protagonist goes off the grid. And so to the government, it looks like that guy's got to be up to something. He's disappeared. And then to him, so then they start chasing him. And then to him, it looks like, oh my God, as soon as I decided to get out of their system, they start chasing me. And so then it's like kind of like a Shakespearean comedy of errors. And it's just a tragic event of like no one actually is talking at all. And you could parody like, you know, the whole like internet thing of like my FBI agent's so disappointed in me. Well, everyone would have an actual FBI agent. You could like you could really parody the entire NSA like Snowden leak, and no one's made anything parodying that at all. Like that would be really funny to make a comedy of errors about. And I think it has to end with him dying. Because I don't. It's a tragedy. I think it's got to end with him dying, and I don't want anyone to be able to make a sequel.
A series of unfortunate events for sure. It's
Yes.
too damn. What a shame that name was taken. Because, yeah.
And I think that's like an actual original idea. No one's made that yet. I really don't want anyone to make it. I have to make it before someone else does. It's really only a matter of time. But
And now you're just giving it away, Camden.
I know.
Yeah,
I've
Sid
never
did.
told. I've
Get
never
on
told.
it.
I've never told actually. Like, I've told 2 people in my entire life that.
Call dibs, quick.
Netflix.
I
It's
know.
a genius idea. It's actually really funny.
Yeah,
Camden, please set it up so we can contact one another.
Are you got my number?
I know I have yours, but I don't have the other gentleman's.
Oh, all these people. Well, okay. That's
Right.
a good point. Are you on Telegram?
No, because it was munching my phone.
Okay. No, that's fine. I get it. Talking about telepathy, it's called telepathy, could be real. Yeah, no, I'll get whoever's permission, so to speak, to give you their number. Blah blah
Awesome.
blah. Yeah, we'll get get
Thank
that
you.
connected. So a small document from CIA talking about telepathy. It's called telepathy. Let's go back to the CIA reading room.
I'm telepathic.
There's lots of different ways lots of different versions of telepathic. So I would like for you to elaborate, really. Like, what kind of telepathic do you mean?
I hear shit from both sides.
I'll get you. There's a lot of shit.
There's a lot of documents saying that it's definitely real.
Yes, sir.
The part of
In regards to
part
that,
of what I've said a lot is we as humans had a lot of like abilities, we'll say abilities, I guess, like innate human technologies. You could even take it back to the Tower of Babel, right? We were like the story goes, and I really like the exact words it says, because you got to pay attention to the words it says, not what the story we're told means. The Bible in the oldest version of text you can find just says everyone was able to understand one another, and then they built this giant tower, and they started to, then it fell, and then all of a sudden they were speaking in different tongues. So it never says that they were all speaking the same language to begin with, but that they all understood one another, and then suddenly they were all speaking in different tongues. And so in my head, like people did have that telepathic communication, even if it's not like hearing words out of someone else's brain, but just like being able to understand them and their full, like, you know what I mean? Being able to like, yeah. And so the technology that we're being given, like the things that we have, that we're told to look at all day long in our screens, like it's really inhibited like our own natural like, body healings, our own like communication with other beings, our own like we are like prohibited from our actual human technology by this false technology.
Natural self.
Yes.
Yes. The great dumbing down of humanity. Hello. Babble on.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's one of my favorite, like, I don't think the Bible lies either, for real. I don't think it does.
Dude, I've got some stuff to send you. I'll send it to you. Prepare.
Absolutely.
What if everything we've been taught is actually inverted?
As above, so below.
Right? What if the devil is not such a bad guy, but was for humanity? I'll throw the word Anunnaki out there. Take from it what you will.
The Satanists own words on Satanism, and it's been maligned like the same way conspiracy theorists, the word is maligned. They are for self-empowerment and for like personal growth and for like personal success and things. Now I start to not like where they decide to like forego the afterlife for your material life here on earth in this instance, because I think that's not worth sacrificing. But like a lot of the technical teachings of what you would call Satanism aren't necessarily like this like horrible like grotesque thing of like evil people,
Right.
which is really interesting. I mean, I don't even know if you can call the politicians and things Satanists, because they seem to be having a different religion entirely. Maybe call them occultist.
Yes.
That sounds more accurate.
That was my path. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a mathematician. I really respect people that have that capacity. After I died, I went down the esoteric path, and talk about dangerous.
Yeah.
But it taught me the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you heard of
Those calls are
Ingo
no
Swann?
fun, huh?
I missed that.
There's a guy named Ingo Swann. He is the one who is talking about like a lot of telekinesis and things like that. And I believe he just did a TED talk as well about how telekinesis is real. And he was working with the government, and he's listed in so many CIA documents. It's incredible.
It is real.
You want to spell my name, his name for me?
And
Ingo, Ingo Swann, Swann.
Have y'all heard of targeted individuals?
Yeah.
TIs?
Yeah.
I was one of those. I lived about 20 minutes from Ramstein Air Force Base.
Oh shit.
Do the math.
I'd like you to expound on that if you're okay with it, Lisa.
I'm fine with that.
What's a TBI besides traumatic brain injury?
No, a TI is a targeted individual. It is telepathy warfare.
Oh, okay, yeah, that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, no, I'm starting to feel like one much of myself, but I'm trying to ignore that fact, because if you, as soon as you decide you are, then you certainly are.
Yes. Your own psychology and affirmations can help mitigate the effects of others, because we're all intrinsically sovereign.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So, much like a lot of the whole, like, oh, it's a superstition, don't put any stock in it. Like, beliefs carry a lot of weight, man. People can walk on hot coals with belief. People can push needles through their chest with belief. Like, it's a powerful thing.
The word lie lies in the middle of belief.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, faith and actual belief seems to be like belief, like down to your core of whatever it is you're believing in, seems to be a lot of what is necessary for any of it.
Right?
Yeah, that Swan guy reminds me of Edgar Casey a lot.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Just like Edgar Casey later on, because Casey died pretty early, didn't he?
Yes.
He was born in the late 1800s.
My grandmother was really good friends with his brother, Hugh Lin. That's where I grew up, that part of the woods, Ohio, Kentucky area.
Casey did some crazy things.
Yeah. He would sleep on a book and have it memorized the next day. That is the human capacity.
That's
We've been
cool.
dumbed down, folks.
Yeah, we have
Poisoned.
certainly been. The only real word for it is we have been like retarded. We have been slowed down. We have
Yes.
been deficiencyed on purpose. Very much so.
Absolutely.
Also, I seen when you Googled that the CIA documents originally or immediately came up, but when I Googled it in DuckDuckGo, it just brought me directly to his website instead.
I was using DuckDuckGo. I just clicked on the CIA one. Someone was talking about he's in lots of CIA documents on the what is his UFO in Sight? Is that his? What's his website?
Let me see. His website was ingoswan.com.
Dope.
He's that famous. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Has his own.
I love you kids so much.
The feeling's mutual, Lisa.
Consciousness
you.
researcher, psychic artist, writer, visionary. Remote viewing. Let's click on that one first.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he has a whole website listed with a whole bunch of good stuff.
Yeah, I mean it hyperlinks to all the CIA documents on remote viewing here.
Wow, I did not know
Blessings
that.
to you, honey.
Thanks.
Huh.
Dead air, dead air, dead air.
The original Spies.
PSI.
PSI.
Spies. Uh-huh. We'll do a Kundalini episode, maybe.
Yeah, no, I've got
Hey, as
notes
long
for
as-
about like 3 or 4 episodes. I need to just flesh
Oh.
out all the way.
I gotta go, guys. I really appreciate being on this live stream. You guys, good luck and take care.
Take
Hey,
care,
yeah.
honey. We love you.
Thanks for being here.
Be
Dude.
good, brother.
Be safe, Taco.
Thank you.
Superpowers.
Superpowers. Imagine
So
that.
for everybody who's out there in not in this chat room and just watching, it's fun to go to the CIA reading room and just type in whatever you want, whatever your interests are, and see what comes up. You never know. The CIA is the intelligence agency. Their job is to look into things. So chances are they've looked into something that you're interested into.
Yes, but beware because that's taking note of the individual.
Right. That's like putting a charter
Yeah,
down
I mean that's the same thing. Yeah, like Scott like did a shrug. I mean, I was talking to Dave the other day, and he was like, you know, we really could go on TikTok and make a lot of these videos that we have go viral. And I said, I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter anymore. Like, we know it's Chinese spyware, but if I'm
Right.
already getting actively spied on, like blatantly, then does it actually matter if I'm on TikTok or not? Like, because it's not like it's any different. So I mean, you know,
Yes.
the same way you said it's taking log of the individual. If they're already watching, they're already watching.
We have to be that bold at this point.
I think
Otherwise,
so.
we're going to lose big.
Yeah.
You might as well just be interested in what you're interested in because they're going to listen in on you anyway. Just ask Alexa
Right.
or Google Home. They're
Right.
all listening. Your camera on your phone, you think that thing's ever really off?
No, right.
I put a medical tape over mine most of the time.
Just like I'll point the general public in the direction of the Apple computers when they said if you put a piece of tape or a post-it note or anything over the camera, it's going to void the warranty because when you close it, the tolerances are just that tight that you can destroy the system. My ass. Like,
Apple products take photos every 3 seconds.
yeah, give me a break, man.
I've had a piece
We're
of
already under
electrical tape.
surveillance. You know what I'm looking into. I'm just going to be honest about it. At least that's me. I'm honest. Somebody's spying. It ain't me.
Yeah.
right?
So have fun owning that.
The
in your life
entire
review.
Ingo Swann database. And how many pages? 1,300 of them.
What fun!
Superpowers of the human biomind. Interesting.
Look at you light up. How cute.
I know.
It said there's a book out
Artistic
of print there.
minds. You're gifted. Period. There's nothing wrong with you.
Penetration is sold out. Okay.
I know. No one can get penetrated anymore.
I
Whoa.
think the CIA and the a bunch of other three-letter agencies disagree.
Alphabet agencies.
But also Amazon. I worked for them briefly, excuse me, and they have a printing press where they will print any book essentially on demand as long as they have rights to it to
Yep.
kick forward.
Really?
If someone has money, they will make something for you to get that money.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet, actually.
The guy that went up into quote unquote space in a big dick. Excuse my language.
Oh yeah, no, he did go up in a big penis,
That
but
was a total dick rocket.
yeah, and then
Look
Richard
at the logo.
Richard Branson's was a uterus.
Oh, he's a piece of shit. Sorry.
Well, no, he was a uterus. So hang on, there's dicks and uteruses going into space.
Yeah, hold on, I gotta go to Twitter and pull it up. But yeah, this shit's hilarious to me, anyways.
No, I gotta see that before I die.
I literally just saw the dicks and assholes speech on Team America just happened.
Yes, that's
There's
outstanding.
no such thing as coincidence.
No, yeah, dicks also fuck assholes.
That's true, they do.
I mean, if you're into that thing, sure.
Right?
Ain't no shame. Do you?
Y'all, listen, I went to nursing school. I quit after pharmacology, but the nurse practitioner that taught me said that there is a nerve in the anus that if it's pressed just right, you die immediately. Period.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds like butthole roulette.
Right?
Butthole roulette. All right, so here you go, Scott. Y'all can see my screen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That is definitely phallic.
That's a
Right?
dick, and then this was Richard Branson's, and that's a uterus.
I did
Yep.
see the Branson thing. I was
Yep.
not aware.
You want to know what's even better? See,
Vivana.
there it is right there. But Jeff Bezos went 69,000 feet higher into space. Where is it? Yeah, Jeff Bezos 69,000 feet higher than Richard Branson.
69. Imagine that.
It was a
No.
giant sex magic ritual.
Yes.
So, have you guys heard the Jeff Bezos song that the comedian put out?
Yeah, Bo
No.
Burnham. He's a very smart dude, but I do not
He's
like what he's
hilarious.
doing right now.
But someone said that Bezos was actually listening to that song as he was flying up.
I bet he was. Talk
And
about
if
a,
that's the case,
talk about an
it's
ego
like-
stroke.
it's like, how big an ego do you have to listen to a song about yourself as you're dropping $5 billion to not even go to space?
I mean,
Well, I mean, money isn't really valuable. So, I mean, when you have money at that level, it's,
Y'all
I
think
don't
about
actually
the
know.
dollar sign. All right. The dollar sign is an S with two one-looking things. That's ISIS. We created ISIS in the United
that's
States.
some good symbology. I
It's
hear you.
a
or are
parent.
those two pillars, Ka and Ba.
Yes, that's right. It's the whole fundamental basis of shoot. Sorry, my brain's
Well, it's
blanking
also
out.
it's also
The Kabbalah,
yeah. That's what I was about to get to, or even you know. you
Bochum,
take-
and Boaz.
yeah, right.
I'm trying to behave.
If nothing else, people will learn some stuff up in here, man. Like I learn stuff all the time.
That's
This
what I.
Right.
That's one of the
fascinating group,
reasons I
you
wanted to
know?
like just live stream a video call, cause it shows YouTube like we just talk at sharing ideas and teaching each other things the other persons hadn't thought of yet.
Yeah, read books, don't burn them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I like you. You're a good man.
Scott's dope.
I try.
Someone's kid is not happy right now.
Be myself as authentically as possible. Like something from Deep Share said, like be a professional you. Like that
Yeah.
really touched
No,
me.
that was one of
He
my.
said
Yeah,
that,
I
you
loved
know?
that point.
Touched me deep.
Speak your truth or shut the fuck up. Excuse my French.
Yep.
It was English. Actually, it was Dutch, believe it or not. That comes from like old Dutch, like when they were settling New York. Fuck is a Dutch word,
Right.
apparently. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
you know. So you know that it was New Amsterdam before it was New York.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah,
it's interesting
no.
that it's
What a-
5 points, right?
Yeah.
Times Square has 5 points.
Yeah.
More of that stuff going on there. So yeah.
New York's a shithole.
What do we think is gonna happen? Like take out Andrew Cuomo. Where do they go from here?
All right. My bad.
I mean, he's a horrible fucking
Distraction.
person, but like,
The same shit with Epstein. Same shit.
Oh,
He'll go somewhere.
I saw a meme, and I was like, damn, that's a good point. You remember when Kavanaugh was under so much stress, like everybody was
Yes.
Kavanaugh?
Right.
I was like, where the hell are these same people complaining about Cuomo? They're gone.
Right.
I was
Right.
like, it goes back to being like, if you're gonna be pissed about something, be pissed about it. It shouldn't matter what party or whatever it is. If it's
well,
wrong,
that's
be
what.
mad.
Yeah, that's what I've said it before. No one seems to actually have beliefs anymore. They have feelings.
No, they have. Oh, the media said this, and I agree with them and then they go with it. It's like they don't even think for themselves.
I know.
That's it. Most people are stuck in feelings. But in my opinion, it's facts over feelings at this point. Otherwise, you're gonna lose large.
Yeah.
I will readily admit that being a sensitive since I was born, I lived largely in my feelings. It's a curse for many women. It's just how it is. Men tend to be more logical, solution based,
You'd think that.
and people need to wake up.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we stayed that way.
You think that way, but it's
I've been known to
believe me,
do
that's an outsider's perspective. We get just as fucked up emotionally as women.
No, I get that. I'm not putting that down. I get that. We're
I
all
think-
supposed to be in balance.
Well, I
With
think
each
they've done a
other.
lot to imbalance us. Like the foods that we eat have like
Poison.
pumped us all full, yeah, of so much of like hormones that aren't supposed to be in any of our bodies that we've like really weirdly changed biologies.
There are not many men out there anymore. They're soy boys. There's soy in everything.
Yeah.
Soy mimics estrogen
Yeah,
in
it
the
does.
human body. Period.
No, it absolutely does. That's the thing. Like I was at the job that I'm not at anymore. I was looking at this like 50-something-year-old guy's. He was showing pictures of like the day before he shipped out to Desert Storm, a 22-year-old kid. So he's a couple years younger than me in these photos, and he just looked like so much more of an adult at 22 even, and it's like 22-year-olds don't look like that anymore.
Right?
We have been made not to.
Bingo.
All right. Here's apparently about to put on the screen a handbook to the gateway process. I love it.
I can't wait to talk to you about that.
Oh,
We'll do that another time.
Gateway Intermediate Workbook. How many pages? 21. What do y'all think? Hey, wait, I hadn't asked anyone actually. What do y'all think about the gateway process paper skipping page 25?
Thanks,
Imagine, imagine 25 is missing. 2 plus 5 equals 7.
Yeah,
That's a
there you go.
scythe.
There you go.
The scythe, the killing mechanism.
I hadn't noticed it, but now that you bring it up, I feel that you know, more mushroom treatment. Feed people bullshit and keep them in the dark.
Yeah. No, it was toward the end of the video that the gateway process video that I put out. But literally, it's like it starts to talk about, you know, religions, connections, and all of this, and then at the end, it's the end of the 24 page. It starts to say like, so therefore self-consciousness breeds the hologram of like blah blah blah, and then it says, and then it just cuts off mid-sentence, and it goes to the next page, and it's all of a sudden 3 sections later, and it literally has skipped an entire page 25. And I mean, I kind of stipulated it in the video, but the thought would be that, okay, if you did all this gateway process, like able to, you know, remove yourself time and space, go see anything or any place, or travel to the past, travel to the future, whatever, all of that stuff that document stipulated, I guess technically you would be able to go find page 25. And so that, I think that might have been Lieutenant Colonel Wayne, whatever his name was, kind of calling bullshit or trolling, whatever, like back in the 80s, trolling. Like you if you want to see the good page, the real good page, you actually have to do all of this stuff to go find it.
Beware of that.
I know.
But I think you're right. I can't tell you the hell I went through. Literally. I have been put in 4 hospital wards after that experience. I was injected with things that you would not even imagine. I even lost the ability to read. I was injected with Invega Sustenna by the Germans, because I broke out of Landstuhl Regional Medical Center, 6th floor, because I knew they were poisoning me.
Right.
Well, I'm glad you're here in the States where it's
Thank you, honey.
safe.
Yeah,
Right?
quote unquote.
Yeah, I don't know. So just to be a reasonable person, like to say that cannabis causes people to go insane and rape people and go murder and commit crime, I'm pretty sure anybody who's ever smoked cannabis knows that's fucking bullshit.
Right.
So
It's big
if
bullshit.
that's the precedent, you know, that it's still a Schedule 1 narcotic. We still
Yep.
have the DEA.
Yep.
Come on, man. Like, I
No,
mean,
I
we
think
can point to other fallacies that are just held up, and you know, just cause.
Well, right, and I think like it's kind of it's a fallacy. It's like they could probably go find cases where someone did smoke a joint and then go murder people, right? But you could 1,000,000% argue that was already in that person to begin with. That person was already always going to be that kind of
Yes.
maniac. So like it's kind of like a false connection, and because
Have you
they
kiddos seen Reaper Madness from the 50s?
that shit is hilarious actually.
Right? Especially if you smoke one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never even tried pot to smoke. I've had
Oh,
edibles.
well, if you were in a medical marijuana state, I would recommend it. If you weren't in a medical marijuana state, I would not recommend it.
I'm in a medical marijuana state.
Then I would recommend it.
I don't know.
No, I am still not fully convinced that there is some tainting going along with all that.
It's
Right.
fully yeah,
And
no, right.
that's just a gut thing. My grandmother, who was friends with Hugh Lynn Casey, had epilepsy and some other maladies, and she would get a tin, like a paint size can, tin, of marijuana cigarettes with the finest grown herbage ever. I'm not convinced that there is not a tainting thing happening. Do I know that for a fact? No.
There's no way, like, the government regulation of anything to me is always suspect.
Yes, sir.
I've always been a person to say that we should decriminalize drugs, not recreationalize them, because there's a big
Right.
difference there. Right now, it doesn't matter what the drug is. If someone feels like they're overdosing, they can't. They don't feel safe to just call the hospital and ask for help,
Of course
because it's illegal. So if you were to decriminalize it, someone could do that. And then it also doesn't give the government tax revenue, because that is. I don't know why they haven't legalized weed federally anyways yet, just for the fucking taxes. Because they
Well-
would make a killing.
Follow the money.
I might have an answer on that. Lisa's on the
Okay.
point there. It's about money. The DEA, if we didn't have cannabis as a Schedule 1 narcotic, we wouldn't have a big enough drug problem in the United States to justify the existence of the DEA.
Fair.
And then they get to go ahead and take asset forfeiture and seizure because, houses, cars, boats, they sell it, they don't care. Whatever
Right.
cash they find, maybe they report half of it.
Yeah,
No.
no, I
But
know.
but opioids are not only allowable but encouraged, except until somewhat recently, right? People like
Yes.
my mom. My mom's a freaking wreck, right? She is so hooked on opioids. Her brain is stupid.
That's a lot of. I mean, unfortunately, I'm sorry for your mother as well, but unfortunately, that's
Thank
a
you.
lot of what the point of that's what Purdue was all about doing. That's more of create a problem and then they can figure out a solution later. Or just literal. A lot of medicine today is not symptom solutions, but just symptom management, and
Yep.
it's literally just like we'll make it go away for right now, right now. We're not actually worried about fixing you at all. We just want you to keep coming back for some pills.
Have any of you actually read the Hippocratic Oath? Where do you think the word hypocrite comes from? Read it. It is bowing down to gods like Apollo and whatnot. Please read that. And nobody thinks twice, and they sign that document.
Yeah.
It's
Whoa,
the
what
right
are you
thing to
looking at
do.
there, Camden, hold on. What's this? The energy bar tool. So I saw you talking about that in the gateway process, which was, by the way, a fantastic video. Once again, I would highly recommend anybody watch it.
I
check
appreciate
that
it.
out.
I do.
No, it was really good. It was well done. It covered a lot. There's a lot to dig into. I mean, you're probably gonna have to go back and reference to it a couple times because the internet and information being what it is. So, but create an energy bar tool. What did you pick up on that? Because I heard you mention that, and I think it's a matter of symbolism for the psyche.
Yes. So yeah, I can dive into a little more. I really did. I had to truncate a lot of what I said because I just wanted to make sure I could get all that recorded. I see it as a mass symbology thing. Okay, so for the person with said scepter, they have a physical place to put their in their soul, in their absolute field, an energy bar that they can use, I guess for their purposes, but it also does a fixation thing for everyone that's watching them. So when a royal person or a wizard or whatever person with a scepter, a cane thing is walking, your eyes are probably going to be drawn more toward that, the jewel ornament thing on top, that focal point on top, than even just them walking. And so like it's kind of like getting the crowd of people, the if you're you know a king and you're up on that chair in front of everyone talking, it's getting all of them to look at that too. And so that's more energy like toward that point and that energy bar, and it's like charging it up kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
And so I see it as a lot of there's just so much that like that. I had never even considered the energy bar thing. I've read that document before, but just like knowing more that I do now since reading it last, it makes so much sense, because go back to that lamp versus laser beam. When you get someone focused on something instead of just like watching, they're focused on it. Their brainwave output, their energy is focused on that focal point of your scepter, and you just like it's just like an energy harvesting type thing. I think
You radiate.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, as I've said, I'm 52 years old. I can't tell you, and I'm not bragging, I cannot tell you how many young men have proposed to me in the past year and a half. I'm
You have a
talking
lot of money?
30s. Pardon?
You have a lot of money.
No, I'm broke.
Well, good for you then. Something's working.
Yeah, something
Right.
is right.
Killing it.
It's the light.
Hmm.
Right. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get where you're getting at it.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
a
There's an attraction with that. I understand.
Yes.
light being, light work, a natural aura. Is aura the right word? I don't know if I like the
Yes.
word aura or not, but I think that's the best word
I
we
get
have
you.
for it.
Energy.
Yeah, totally.
That's very interesting.
I had to learn to dim my light, and I was told that telepathically before I lost my shit outside of Ramstein. We used to go to Ramstein Air Force Base all the freaking time because that's where the mall was. That's where our son wanted to go to buy video games, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, in 2010, we were going there. My son decided at the age of 10 that he was too old for trick-or-treating. So we decided to take him to base to get a game and do the whole fast food thing. And we came out of there. I'll back up. Before we went in there, I telepathically got some kind of something that said to dim my light. So I pulled into myself. We walked out of Ramstein Air Force Base, and I shit you not, the sky, Germany in October is dark as fuck, right? We went outside out at about 8 o'clock, right? And above Ramstein, there was this red, orange, circular thing above. And there were crows or some kind of black birds that were flying counterclockwise. Scared the shit out of all of us. I don't know. Not
Strange.
good.
Like all like kind of like in a flock type of thing, but
Yes,
mm,
that's an evil place. Just
Well,
saying.
What's the difference between clockwise and counterclockwise rotation? Does anybody know? I'm just curious.
I think it's related to the natural. I'm going to use the word chakra system that
Okay.
is in the body.
does it have anything to do with I'm like, just asking to ask. Does it have anything to do with the way that the sundial moved when telling time originally? I don't know. Did the sundial always move, like what we call clockwise? Is that how it moved originally?
I think that's been manipulated.
Ah, okay.
But what do
I'm
I
with you.
know?
I don't got it. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never actually of course, who has, most people haven't, seen a sundial in action or being used to tell
I've
time.
never seen one in person.
Pardon?
I thought the thing with the birds was northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere.
Ah.
Yes.
there you go.
See, we're
That's
all
all I know
bipolar.
about it.
We are all bipolar. That's not a syndrome. That's not a fucking yeah. Our hearts, our human hearts work on a bipolar system
Yeah, it's
to
like
make
a circuit.
one ventricle to connect with the other. It's like that 8 sideways sign, although that's been demonized.
The,
Sorry if I'm not making sense. I'm doing my best.
Every time you say Rammstein, I keep thinking of the band. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, you have.
Which
You
band?
have me.
Rammstein.
Rammstein.
Oh yeah, two hops niche.
I
So,
can't
fun
understand
fact.
a word they're saying.
Rammstein is the second band to have a #1 hit in the United States after Whitesnake.
Right, White Snake.
White Snake's German?
Yeah, I didn't know it either.
I thought David
Most
Coverdale
is.
was British.
Do you know that the biggest population in the United States is Deutsch?
Yeah, I believe that. Technically, I am.
And
Mhm.
I am, so I'm not damning any of that, right? It's just fucking
I would
truth,
you. Humans is humans.
right?
Doesn't matter. The color of your skin ain't got shit to do with the color of your skin. You know, like
That's right. I got my ass beat growing up because I lived in a predominantly I don't want to get anything banned. Hebrew population
There you go.
in Massachusetts, and I got my ass beat. My birth name was Schwarm, but then I was adopted by a man by the name of Fleitner, and I got called Lisa Hitler and pounded on.
That's not even original. Couldn't they do better?
Right?
So, oh God, I mean, what? I mean, I found it pretty funny in a YouTube video the other day. I don't remember which one it was that I'd posted this week. Someone was like, "Your nose is pretty big. You a tribe member?"
Oh, good Lord.
Just like
I get that all the time.
a
And I was
tribe
like,
member.
yeah.
Yeah, my response was no, dude. If I was a tribe member, I would be like laundering money or in movies or doing something that makes way more money than I make.
well, since that's getting referenced, so I read the Book of Numbers, right?
Okay.
And they're following around a fiery cloud, which sounds an awful lot like something else these
Well,
days.
no, and then it during the day it was a cloud that they were following, right? A fiery cloud they were following, and then at night it turned into what they were calling a sunball or like a giant like ball of fire. And so to
Yeah.
me that does sound a whole lot like some of the UFO things that we talk about. And so like even all the way back to biblical references, it seems like a lot like, have you ever, I'm sure y'all have, but like the biblical description of an angel, that shit sounds horrifyingly weird.
You know what? I actually have not, because I'm somewhat of a heathen.
Okay, so it describes an angel here. No, you can share screen. I'll pull it up.
They're basically like killing alien, like death machines. That's how it describes them.
Yep.
Like they're meant to do God's bidding at any cost.
Like that's what it says an angel looks like, or like that,
Like realistically, they look monstrous.
or like that. Like it says that they
And they're
look like
huge.
these insanely
multiple heads.
multiple eyes. This is the one you see the most. That's what it says an angel looks like.
Oh,
None of this cherubim bullshit that we've been
Yeah,
fed.
definitely not
No.
These
that.
pretty humans.
That is not what
No.
an angel looks like.
And I'm not saying that they're bad, not all of them.
But there's just like it's an incomprehensible like being, and
Right.
why would we not equate that most easily with like what is that? Well, I would call
Right.
it a divine thing that I don't understand, sure, but
Oh,
Right.
it's
Oh my goodness,
talks
that
about
baby is
multiple
adorable.
classes.
what'd you say, Steve?
Sorry.
There's multiple classes of angels it describes.
Right,
Mhm.
like see right here, it's got multiple things.
Right, like each one is like, because there are supposed to be there's angels in the Bible that look like humans.
Yeah,
It
like
talks
this,
about
like it has
wrestling.
multiple heads and it has one human head.
Well, no, there's who was it? Was it Abraham's nephew
Mm.
wrestled the angel and wouldn't let them go until they promised him a blessing? And he actually like pinned one down and was holding it until they promised him like blessings in return. But other
Right.
people saw them and they could tell that they were like human like, but they weren't human. So they tried to go after.
No, they're not human.
Right. Man, I'm trying to remember.
Therein lies the problem. As far as I know, there was some kind of discrepancy between, and I'm going to use really loose terms here, the Almighty and the creation of the angels and then the humans. And there was some kind of a jealousy thing that happened. Some of them had no issue with helping humanity, and some were jealous.
Yeah.
It's all written out in the book of Enoch. And I gotta tell you, even in the Bible alone, I have personally found 29 verses that Jesus Christ mentioned verbatim Enoch. Yet
Yeah.
Enoch was removed from the Bible by Charlemagne and Pope Pius the 13th.
Yep. They didn't want us to know.
I really want to read
Right.
I want to read the book of Mary Magdalene for real.
I want to read the
I
book
have
of
that.
Judas.
You might want to find a book called The Woman with the Alabaster Jar.
There's a lot of books that I think would be awesome to read that they don't consider canon, but they're
Yeah.
written by them. So, I mean, it's like a lot of stuff that I've learned about King Solomon. You know, it's
Oh.
not in the Bible, but it's in Jewish historical text. You
King
know, it's
Solomon
like-
was a huge magician.
yeah. He could control.
He had his energy bar.
Well, he had a ring that gave him power.
Well, yeah, I was
Yes.
just, I was making a
Look at
joke.
that symbology.
He also had a Vivana, which was also known as a magic carpet. That's how he could go from every corner of his kingdom in the same day.
Yes, sir.
It was a gift from the Queen of Sheba, which is now India.
Sheba is Yemen.
I thought it was India, modern day India.
No, it's Yemen. I lived really close to there. and for y'all, check out the Tree of Life in Bahrain. Bahrain. It's and I've been there. It's a tree that lives for I don't know how long. There's no known water source, but it's there.
Yeah.
Oh right. I
Isn't
get
that,
what you're saying.
isn't that, what do they call that? Someone's well? Or wasn't it? I forgot. Wasn't there supposedly somebody that built a well right around that tree of life and it's always got water no matter what time of the year?
Yes, and I think that's it. And there's also the story of the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
It's also called Dilmun, Dilmun.
Oh my goodness. Someone in chat, Jeff Needleman. I was making a joke, man. It wasn't a serious thing. He said Camden is blatantly a Jew hater. Dave is Jewish blood, and you sound like an
Good Lord.
a-hole.
You know
Oh,
what? Expect the trolls because we're speaking truth. And Jeff needs to get over himself.
It was just a joke. I mean, maybe in poor taste. I
Dude.
hear you, but I mean,
Kim,
whatever.
you've never said anything to me
Yeah,
ever.
Jeff, fuck off.
And I'm of Jewish descent.
yeah.
I mean, you're about as cool as they come, man.
Right?
That guy's a hater.
I just thought it was funny. I mean, that was not a chat box I expected. LOL.
Right?
He's a fucking troll.
This is really interesting. So this is all these pictures on the screen right now. They're of one tree, right? Just this one tree.
Yes. Yes.
That's so interesting.
I have been in the Grand Pyramid in Egypt. I got pictures.
Inside, they don't let many people really at all inside the pyramid.
Well, I was connected with the DoD.
Right. Okay. Right. That makes sense. I hear you. So what
Those
did you?
are not tombs.
Yeah, I was about to
Those
say.
are energy centers.
They're power plants.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone was trying to tell me that the Great Pyramid or the Sphinx, I forget which one they were saying, but it's supposedly covering a path to inner Earth.
It's a sphinx.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
the
yes.
Sphinx, Yeah.
Pyramid.
I was so disappointed by the Sphinx because when I grew up, all the pictures I saw
Is
was
it
of
massive?
the monstrosity, right? It's a nothing burger. Sorry to use that word. But there's stuff underneath
Right.
that we need to pay attention to.
Well, the what was it? If you carbon dated or if you gave a best guess of how old the Sphinx, they've always historically said it's like 3,000 years old or not. But the
And they
erosion
just-
underneath the Sphinx that would have come from a water source that's obviously not there anymore is enough
Couple million
erosion
years.
to have been like 10,000, 12,000 years of water. So like there's stuff going on.
Camden, are you doing okay, honey? You look tired.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, yeah, no,
All right.
I'm doing good.
Sorry, I'm a mom.
No, you're I appreciate the concern. Antarctica has another entrance to inner Earth. That's why no one can visit there. I mean, that's pretty. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty agreed upon point. I mean, what made everyone in the entire world agree with the U.S. that they won't fuck around in Antarctica?
Watch the Transformers. It says a lot about Antarctica.
You're right.
Man, I tried to go and see the Hoover Dam, see Megatron. They wouldn't even let me in.
Right?
How rude.
Bunch of haters. Trying to blame COVID.
Tell them
for
that
it.
you knew Shia LaBeouf. That normally gets people in.
Dude, I said I was Shia LaBeouf and I put on a couple 100 pounds for a role.
Uh-huh.
They didn't buy it.
They didn't buy it.
I also
I
grew
love
like
that
8
kid.
inches in height.
He tried to tell the truth.
He really did.
Yeah, and he got labeled as crazy, drugged out of his skull for it.
Hello. Been
Kid's
there,
actually
done
an awesome
that.
actor.
But the same with
Yes.
Jim Carrey though. Like
Yeah, Jim Carrey
Yeah.
the same way. Yeah, absolutely.
Jim
Jim Carrey is the high satanic priest in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Is he?
Period.
Yeah, he is. Jim Caviezel, he got pretty much blacklisted out of Hollywood, and he just talked about the White Rabbit symbol not too long ago. I didn't want to say the word on live stream.
Hey, no, like I said, we're until it kicks us.
But-
I'm not even trying to worry about what we
It's
say.
crazy.
I mean,
No, like I said though, until it kicks us, I'm not worried at all about what we say. Yeah, like let's not even hold back for real. I mean, if
Also-
anything, push the limits. They can't. I made sure before they can't copyright strike or whatever, like creator content, ban you for a week. They can't do it for live streams. They can end the live stream, but they can't like strike you. So say anything and everything. We're not stopping ourselves here for at least the live
Yeah.
stream.
I
I love you, Pam.
I just saw a little video clip with Jim Caviezel. He's not a huge actor, but I mean he's been in some movies and had a popular show. But he was talking about adrenochrome and how blatant it is throughout Hollywood and how it needs to come to an end.
Disgusting.
No idea.
And the guy interviewing him was like,
You get
"What's
3
that?"
days?
And he goes into description about it, and his camera that he was streaming with the interview just locked up on him and stopped.
I'll probably go play.
And I was
Isn't
like, "That's wild."
Yeah, I'll probably eat until 9 something and then go eat.
What a coincidence.
Pool.
Right?
Whatever.
Crazy, right?
Don't worry about it, dude.
No. The opposite.
I guess, but
Right.
are
I don't know. I mean, it must be the hardest thing in the world to just be a decent person, and that's what they make it seem. It's wild that people are willing to do this batshit stuff to gain fame or to be
mission
rich.
control.
It's like,
Oh no way. Okay.
what happened to
okay.
just trying to be a good person,
I,
not a
um,
dickhead?
Right? What is your name, sir?
Steve.
Nobody. Creed's
Steve.
here with the baby.
Yeah.
Nice to know you, Steve.
I just always put my camera off so it doesn't kill my cell phone instantly.
No worries.
I have no idea.
My camera off so it doesn't kill my cell phone instantly.
No worries.
My
I
camera
have,
off.
I have 0 fucks left to give. I don't care.
Right. Oh, Bob's birthday party.
Still live streaming and all
I'm
that.
still
my
shocked
God.
about that.
In 10 minutes.
The whole fame and fortune thing, it's interesting because it's only a perceived difference from the actual power and value that the individual has. Like your intelligence is the only thing that you're going to be able to take with you after you go. That's it. And your experience.
I mean,
So everything else here is borrowed.
we can go do something
You know, and you can assign whatever value or attachment you want to it, but
what you got?
you're not taking it with you. I mean, they might bury it with you, but
Well, you know you need
it's
help.
not exactly the same.
Yeah, it just seems like a waste of the resources right there to bury it. But yeah, it happens. Like I never understood those guys that are like, bury me with my motorcycle. It's like, really?
I mean, like I said, you
Right.
got 10 more minutes. I'm gonna head to town.
Yeah, there was a guy who got buried with his like, what was it, like 64? I don't know. It was an absolute boat of a car, and his
Who looks military? There was just something that popped up that said, "We look military."
No,
Who
no, no.
looks military?
It's been on 3 hours.
Mr. Mission Control with his hat looks.
Okay, so who among us looks military? Have you
You don't
seen me
see-
salute, person?
No, it's. No, it's. I think you didn't get a joke.
You can do me a favor and call Pat. You can call Pat if you want. Yeah, see what he's doing. Just tell me.
I'm way too serious. I'm sorry, but I feel like I have to be these days because I love you younger people. So I have a really hard time with jokes and kidding.
All right.
Hey, Lisa, you live in Arkansas. I live in Rogers.
I'm in Mountain Home area.
At home.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Hi.
My parents.
This is my ghillie hat. This is my Mr. Mission Control character hat.
Very nice.
Mr. Mission
I
Control
love it.
back in 2018.
Are you not? Are you
Very
in
nice.
town right
Red
now?
pill.
Stop wasting your gas. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Hello?
You need to say.
Oh,
something.
Please
sorry,
mute-
I'm
mute
checking out the
him.
Chat. I haven't noticed it up until now. On the side here, that's kind of cool.
What, honey?
It's just I hadn't noticed the public chat yet until just now, and now I'm starting to see what everybody's saying.
I'm not on there, so please let me know.
Yeah, I'm not
I'd
watching the
love to do that
YouTube
too.
stream at all.
I need to do something.
I'm an old
simple.
fart, so I can't do 2 things at once with tech.
I'm trying to figure out if I can even do that on my phone while on Zoom call.
Okay.
The
Whoa,
Observer
maybe
says
that's
that
it.
the government grows crap weed. I haven't had government weed, but I would, if it's anything like government
Yeah,
cheese,
for
you're
sure.
probably right.
Right? Thank you, guys. Thank you for
Government-
your service, all of you. I mean that. You are not necessarily military or whatnot, but you're all giving service.
I need to get paid for
And
my
that's
service.
to be commended.
Oh, jeez.
And not just lip service either. You people are valuable.
That's
I'm
right,
not,
honey.
I'm not ex-military. I tried to join, but I had scoliosis. They wouldn't let me in. And so I'm a
Be
retired
happy
carpet
about that,
installer.
sweetheart.
I'm a retired carpet installer. I got a herniated disc and
Hmm.
I'm mentally disabled. I'm on disability, mental disability, but it doesn't stop me from doing my live streams every night. And
That's right, honey.
I finally got a computer set up in January and went from my phone recording to doing live streams. And I got a close knit little family of people, about 13. It's growing every day, but
Please invite me.
Stay on it. Yeah,
Cam,
exactly. Yeah.
Cam, I don't know how to
No, yeah, I'll
extend
work it
any
out.
of
I
this
think.
technology
I mean,
shit.
Mission Control. You just joined Patreon, did you not? Correct me if I'm wrong.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
Welcome aboard, honey.
I'll get all the contact stuff worked out.
I've got 2 Patreons. I got a Mr. Mission Control with Deep State Watchdogs. I run a news site called Deep State Watchdogs.
Thank you.
Dumps into Twitters. Yeah, I just shared your stuff all over the place.
Honey, you are near Walmartville.
Walmart 4 or 5 miles down the road.
Right.
Yeah, headquarters. Storm Run's just
Wow.
right down the street from me.
Wow. Wow.
Did
Wait,
anybody
so-
else notice how much the Walmart symbol looks like the Emperor, or excuse me, the Star Wars Empire symbol?
Yes,
Just
sir.
saying.
Yeah, it does.
What?
Have you seen the owls that are being put
Oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
tops
yeah.
of them?
The star whatever thing. Yeah.
Moloch.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean Walmart symbol is?
Hold
Like
on, I'm gonna pull it up.
When you're saying they're putting owls on top of stuff. I mean, I've seen plastic owls for many,
So there
many
you go-
years
there you go,
because
Steve.
I've been rural.
That's
and
that's
use it
the
for,
Walmart
like,
logo, and that's the Empire's logo.
There's owls on top of my Walmart mountain home. Moloch.
Moloch, the owl god?
Yes.
Sacrificer?
And yes, sir. And the same thing that's let me think. Darn it.
The Bilderberg meetings?
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Isn't, owls
The
also
Verizon.
You're talking about Bohemian Grove specifically, aren't you?
Yes. Look
Yeah.
at the Verizon new ad. That's Moloch.
Verizon?
Verizon.
Huh.
A subsidiary of Deutsche Telekom. Hello.
You know, I never had Verizon because their commercials pissed me off.
Right?
I was sick of that guy saying, "Can you hear me now?" And I was
Hi,
like, "Fuck this
Verizon
guy."
launched the first 5G
Right?
network, and now
Sorry for swearing, Frank.
we want to be the first to give everyone the joy of 5G by giving every customer a new 5G phone on us.
Was that the girl
Old
from the crappy
customers, new
Ghostbusters
customers,
remake?
Families, businesses,
That movie was
in-laws,
terrible.
law firms, every customer. New 5G phones when you trade in your old ones. And if you're not a customer,
Cthulhu.
we'll
Yeah, I got
cover
a
the cost of
Cthulhu
switch.
shit.
Just ask Wanda. She's
Stay
been with
away
us.
from Cthulhu.
Cthulhu, Army of Cthulhu. I'm a
Well, someone who
metaphysician.
said
I'm a
it.
metaphysician. I'm kind of like a magic user, but chaos magician.
Hmm.
Monkey back there's got Friday the 13th stuff on. My gorilla, my baby gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
You see my poster?
It's Friday the 13th. My best,
Print it up,
most lucky
so.
number.
It's a Fibonacci Friday the 13th. That's
Mm-hmm.
probably my favorite thing. I loved seeing that.
Yeah, you guys are talking about frequencies and stuff like that. That's my specialty is frequencies. I got a bunch of videos on that, and CERN and the BLF Open Labs would correlate, and CERN powering up their magnets to the
Boom.
to the Schumann spikes and the geoelectric field and the magnetic field spikes.
Uh-huh.
So we could use you to investigate Zug Island then.
I could investigate whatever, but I do stuff like real time. Here, I'll show you.
Honey, you and I have to connect, please.
You already have.
Neighbors.
Yeah, I have. I just paid
Ryan.
$12 on my credit card to get in here because I knew you guys needed my information because I'm sitting there
Yes,
going
sir.
like this. I'm like, oh no, guys, no. Oh, I got so much I want to tell you guys, but it's not going to be tonight. It's
I think I like this format. We're not gonna not do it again, and I'm really impressed that this stream is still going.
Right?
I have not dropped excellent connection once.
We've got some powerful people here. Believe in your power, people. Really. Don't give in to the fucking fear. Fear is the opposite of love.
Yeah.
Stay in that love vibration. We got
Fear is
power.
the mind killer.
Yes.
Allow your fear to pass through you. When it's gone, all that's left will be you.
Right? You're a good man. Your baby is adorable.
Thank you. Yeah.
My cats are freaking out.
Well, that could be any number of things from there's ghosts
Right.
around to their cats.
Right?
So cats being what they are.
You
That's a
know,
little off,
speaking of though, I think 8:30. 10 minutes from now, about time to wrap it up. Then, I've been on for 3 hours, over 3 at this point, actually. But, I mean, this is great Zoom call stuff. I mean, this is what I wanted it to be on YouTube for. I think this is what I think we like it. I think
it up,
that
honey.
I think that YouTube liked it.
Hey, so this is a little off topic, but you guys remember how the ocean, they like detonated bombs and it was just on fire?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did we ever find out why the hell they were doing that?
There was never any publicly stated reason, right? I know that us in this have speculated.
Right.
My personal speculation was they were trying to bomb some shit in the ocean. Call it a kaiju, call it whatever you want.
Right.
And that
Why
thing
happens-
then clapped back and took out an oil line.
Also an Indonesian submarine.
Yes. Well, okay, the Indonesian submarine was first. Then I think they tried to bomb it. And then, because that fire in the ocean, that pipeline that bust, that was less than 100 miles away from where that bomb went off.
Yeah.
Nuclear weapons bring on demons.
Yeah.
Convince me otherwise.
Well, let's before we start throwing the D word around, let's figure out what these other beings are.
They're not necessarily bad. Everything's been, you're right, because things have been inverted. So maybe who we think are our enemies are actually our friends.
Well, the enemy of my enemy is at least not my enemy.
Right.
That's right.
They may not be my friend necessarily, but they're not my foe
That's right.
necessarily. You know, people make friends the same way they make enemies. You shake hands, you say we're going to be friends. You give each other the finger and say we're going to be enemies.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know. I think humanity could do a lot better if we start pulling together,
right?
And stop, being so dismissive about the things that are outside of the normal or the normal or not bad, and start saying abnormal, then it's not bad, makes it a double negative into a positive, so it makes you bad. So if you're abnormal, you're bad. I don't know about that.
All right.
Normal.
First,
Yeah, but
what the fuck?
what's normal now? They're trying to make normal being one of 50 some genders, and
A slave.
A normal
I mean,
standard.
they verifiably did put gender identity clauses into that infrastructure bill that we're waiting on actual a release of. I mean, not like, I'm going to be able to go through 23,000 pages, but they did. I have seen screenshots of that language in there.
I mean, I'm just concerned for the people that make clothes. They used to be men or women's. I mean, they're going to have to come up with a lot more space for all these new clothes.
I don't know. A muumuu fits pretty much everybody.
Oh, it's true.
Yep.
Be a little cold in the winter, though.
Prepare, folks.
When I was in I was in Iraq, and a lot of dudes over there wear something. I don't know the Arabic term for it, but it looks like what we would consider a muumuu that you would see in Walmart.
Right.
And, when the wind blows, it was very, very revealing on a lot of dudes, which was, funny to me because I'm a cis dude from America in another country.
I'd laugh at it too, man.
Good job.
It was funny for me.
I know my buddy went to Egypt a few years ago. Called me, woke me up, and it was the middle of the morning our time. And he's like, dude, this guy just pulled up his skirt and took a crap on the sidewalk in front of me.
Yes.
And I was like, what?
Yes.
Like, I'm in bed sleeping. I'm like, you're drunk. Shut up. And he's like, no, swear to God.
No.
And I was like, what kind of fucking uncivilized dump are you in, man?
Let's be fair though, man. Because I was in what was it? I was in Dublin, Ireland after Pride Day, right? Huge parade. Everybody's hammering. And I'm touring the street with a tour group, and there's a bus station, a little, a bus stall where people stand out of the rain, with a turd smeared down half of the glass, and there's a pile of poop. So people are kind of people. No matter where you go, if you gotta go, you gotta go. And I'm not gonna say I've never urinated in public in a city when I'm hammered.
All right, so I'll just
I have.
when I'm wrapping up food.
That's when you always make a wall around you to block out peeping eyes.
That's something.
And they have their backs to you, of course. Yeah.
We do the best we can with what we have.
Exactly.
We try anyways.
That's all anybody can ask of anybody else. Just try your best.
All right.
One of my favorite things
from our leadership. But
yeah, no, I don't know that our leadership. Okay, that's a good question for y'all. I want y'all's opinions. Do you think that our leadership is trying their version of the best? Are they maybe so disillusioned that they think they're doing the best job they can?
AOC cannot be thinking she's doing a good job.
Okay.
Right?
I don't think so either. I just didn't know if there was any way anyone could justify that they think they're actually trying.
I think there's a few out there who truly are trying, and they're kind of almost shunned by their parties.
Okay, so like name someone for me you think is trying. I'm just curious.
I think Rand Paul's really trying.
Yeah, okay, sure.
He's trying hard. And oh man, what's her name? She's from Hawaii.
Oh, Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, she's dope, dude. She's actually really fucking cool.
She's actually trying hard.
She's trying hard as fuck. You can tell.
There's a few other ones. I'm having a hard time placing their names, but other than that, the rest they just look like they're collecting a good paycheck and not giving a shit. And
yeah.
How can I get richer?
Gabbard's dope, man.
Dude, she's like really, really. She's so well spoken too.
Yeah.
And you wear that.
man.
Yes,
She
you're
said, Hillary
correct.
Clinton, I see you're moving against me, and at least I know now who's moving against me. Why don't you come out and face me face to face and debate? I'm paraphrasing, but
No, but yeah,
you know, she
exactly.
called
When you
out
say
Hillary
things like
Clinton.
that, I mean, one of my honestly favorite, like, I don't watch Joe Rogan really at all anymore. I'm very over
I
him.
have in the past year.
Yeah, and but I did catch and make sure to catch his Tulsi Gabbard one that was maybe only like 4 months ago, something like that. And for her to like sit down and like have a 3 hour long form conversation with just anyone, because you really only get like sound bites of these people.
Right. Well,
It was really
I
cool to watch her
listened
talk.
to Bernie Sanders when he was on there.
Right.
Because I was like, is Bernie really as crazy as I hear? And, you know, you can actually hear him. You're like, all right, I actually like a lot of what this guy has to say. And then you're like, but this part is just batshit crazy.
Communism.
That's
Sorry.
that's also the thing. I remember specifically the point of 2016. If you compared platforms, Trump and Bernie Sanders platforms were the same
very
on
similar.
7 of your 8, major platform points.
Yeah, it's like, I don't get why all these Bernie supporters are so anti-Trump. I was like, they're almost campaigning the exact same thing.
Yeah.
May I give my email address? I have
Do you-
zero
do you-
fucks left to give.
Do you see the chat box like down there at the bottom?
I'm not on there, honey.
Oh, you're talking about on YouTube chat?
Just speaking it.
Oh, you can give it. Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to
There
write
are
it down,
people
you're all
here
good
that
to
I would
go.
love to connect with.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely. That's all
Danion's
you-
mama. D as in David. A. N like Nancy. I. E. N like Nancy. S like Sam. M like Mary. A. M like Mary. A. gmail.com. I welcome anything from any of you.
Yeah, no,
Danion's
and-
mama
and-
at Gmail.
And for you 5 here, I mean, you're gonna get to talk to her more anyways. She's brilliant, dude. I love talking with Lisa.
Thank you,
And
honey.
for YouTube here, I literally really do mean it. Like she will talk to anyone about anything that they need help with. She's a really amazing.
What was your
helpful
email
person.
again, Lisa?
Danion's mama. DAN like Nancy. IEN like Nancy. S. M like Mary. A. M like Mary. A. at gmail.com. Please contact me. We got some work to do, dude.
Yeah. I need to do like one of those weekends where I just meditate.
My email is mrmissionctrl@gmail.com.
Mr. Mission?
Yeah, Mr. Mission CTRL. Control like on the keyboard, CTRL.
Yep.
And gmail@gmail.com.
I'll throw my stuff in the page.
I could see it. Someone in chat was talking about Bill Hicks is Alex Jones, and
Bill Hicks is Alex Jones.
yeah.
Yes.
They're related somehow.
Yes.
Have to be.
Yes. Watch Bill Hicks. He tells the truth.
But Bill
I know
Hicks
he
is
tells the truth
Bill Hicks is actually older than Alex Jones.
Well, a lot of people said Bill Hicks had a character called Alex that would rant and rave. That he was always.
Here he is right here in 1994 playing the character Alex Jones.
Yes,
And
what I'm saying.
that is Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks is Alex Jones.
MK Ultra. The teeth never lie.
Yeah.
Or the ear.
What the
They look so
fuck?
damn similar too.
But Bill Hicks's eyebrows slant and Alex Jones's are straight.
Hey, that's just some eyebrow threading. That's not hard.
Right?
Wow. Dude, that's right up there with the first teacher in space changing her name.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Oh,
Like
dude,
that whole like
Oh, Kristen McAuliffe.
yeah, that Challenger
Very
thing.
now.
that's
You want to talk about a fucking psyop? I was in
They all
the.
went through that. They all survived it, didn't they?
yeah. No, I put a picture of it on a video recently, but I'm gonna go find it.
Like,
Just
I
pull it
saw
up
a
again.
video about that like 10 years ago. And I was like, okay. And then it's like the more I looked into it, I was like, damn, they really did pull one on us.
I lived it. We had psychiatrists that swarmed our schools because Kristen McCullough was from, I don't know, 3 towns over. She was
Yeah.
a substitute teacher. So we were all hook, line, and sinker. And that traumatized all of us. We were all let out of school in Methuen, Massachusetts
Right.
that day.
Huh.
Horrified. We didn't even know what to fucking think. And all of a sudden, all of these
I mean, all of these guys, all 4 of
professionals-
these guys look so much like their Challenger counterparts.
they didn't freaking die.
I know.
What a
I mean, none
psyop.
of these other 3 didn't even change their
a
name.
couple
Michael
of
J.
them-
Smith. Michael J. Smith.
Yeah, they didn't even change their name.
The only one that changed her
Right?
name was McCoffey, Krista McCoffey.
But
And then,
yes,
then the one
McCullough
guy
did.
said I was a twin. They're like, are you? Oh no, that was my twin that died. And it's like, what?
Oh, you're a twin with the same fucking name? Heard.
Yeah, it was much bullshit, man.
It's
Hey,
all
Go
bullshit.
go to
But
to
they're all
RefSeeker
Freemasons.
4 and
Anyway.
search for largest unethical medical experiment final.
Go where?
Go
Oh,
to RefSeeker, go to core search engine and type in largest unethical medical experiment final. It's a big
Arkansas, I
PDF
have to know
document.
you. You and I are on the same wavelength.
Oh, I've got tons of PDFs that I've scored since December. When I found out that well, I found out about Trump. You guys want me to tell you everything that I've found out since December 6th
Yeah.
I know
about
it,
the
but go ahead.
vaccine and Trump
Before you do that, say it one more time. Largest medical what?
largest medical experiment, largest unethical medical experiment final.
Okay, now you can start telling about Trump.
It'll be a PDF document. Okay, so what I couldn't figure out is why they didn't have the election commissions, because I knew he had signed election commission executive orders in 2017. But what I didn't know is that he unsigned them in March of 2018 for some reason or another.
Right.
He was either pressured or bought or whatever, but I found the I don't have it. I didn't save it. I thought I might have saved it, but I don't know what it's listed under. But there was a article talking about it, and then I found the actual White House stuff on it. And so he did that, and plus he never went after Smith-Mundt Act or Section 230. His 2 biggest talking points was fake news and big tech.
Yeah.
And he never went after any of that with any executive orders, and look how Biden's doing. He's going after everything with executive orders right off the bat. There's no excuse why Trump couldn't have done the same thing, especially when he was going to let these Democrats take over again. He could have throw out 147 executive orders on December 8th or whatever, December 20th, December 19th when they voted on it. He could have stopped it with executive orders. He could have delayed the election to right now or further. He could have called another election with presidential authority, executive order.
Right.
But he didn't do that because he was bought. He was always one of them. The government is Republicans and Democrats are 2 wings on the same bird, like a Roman coin. And Trump is an actor. Trump is an actor. All he is an actor. And QAnon, I always knew QAnon was a psyop.
It's been a
Yes.
psyop, yeah.
QAnon was always a psyop. And now there's channels on YouTube that just popped up out of nowhere. And actually, a few of them hijacked some channels, stole some channels, because before this one channel, and their Q narrative, and they got a little AI, artificial intelligence person, looks real, sitting in the corner, and it's narrating. No matter who's talking on the video, it continues to narrate and move its hands and stuff. It looks like a reporter, you know. And there's 5 or 6 of these channels, these Patriot channels on YouTube that just popped up here in the past. And we were posting them on my Deep State and going to the Twitters, and it shot our views up to 2,000 views a day, from 300 to 400, 500 views. Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, what's wrong with that, Stranger? And Stranger's a Trump guy, you know, and my editor. And he don't want to believe that Trump's an actor and everything, state actor. And he still posts that stuff. But I told him to curtail it, and he did. But he can't tell. He's been injured in the war, and he's not that swooped. But he's a good editor, though. He's gotten my Deep State watchdogs when I couldn't post, when I was sick and stuff. I couldn't post.
Yeah.
You know, that he took over, and it's basically his news site. He posts more than I do and gets more views with his stuff. But anyway, so Trump was bought out, or he was always bought out, because he was a Democrat. He was a Democrat before he ran. Before the day he ran for Republican office, he was a Democrat.
Yep.
And
one of
vaccine?
his most famous quotes, is if I was ever going to run for president, I would do it as a Republican. Those people will believe anything. I mean, it's a weird line for him to have ever said publicly, but he said it.
Oh, and you also need to pull up a biological weapons technical document and the Homeland Threat Assessment.
Yes, sir.
But keep
Cam,
going.
you sleep when you need to, honey. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I'm gonna call it just into a couple minutes. We'll pull up this document last, but I also want him to finish here. Like, finish talking. You were about to go into vaccines.
Okay, let me wrap it up. Real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, because Trump and the vaccine. Okay, after Trump got out of office, a couple of days later, he had a meeting with Kodak, and what's that handheld device with the electronic scanners? Honeywell? Is it Honeywell?
Yeah, RF scanner. Yes.
Honeywell and Kodak and another company, and Kodak had just come out with their they could project like a screen onto a thin film of oil in the air or on the surface of water.
Black goo.
Well, similar. But it's a thin film instead of goo. It's like an aerosol, and then you could spray a screen in the air with a couple airplanes, you know, and or on the surface of water, and then the Honeywell has to do with the handheld scanners, and so does Kodak. Kodak makes scanners too, visual scanners. That's for the virus, the magnetic lipid nanoparticles in the and they're supralipid nanoparticles, and they just call them lipid nanoparticles. They don't call them magnetic because of the magnet challenge everybody was doing. And so there's placebo. About half of the vaccines are placebo, half of them are the real thing. Some of them are DNA targeting, like they're targeting the mRNA. I mean, not the mRNA, but the Rh negative and Rh positive.
Yeah. See,
one's got heavy iron in the blood, and the other's got heavy copper. If you got heavy iron, you can't take those lipid nanoparticles because they're iron oxide in them. And the graphene oxide is natural transmitters and receivers, and that's just a molecule that's in the nanoparticles that allows the transmission of frequency to the nanoparticles. And the nanoparticles harbor the mRNA and God knows what else, because everybody knows they got Easter eggs and Trojan horses and back doors in these programs. They put the mRNA in the nanoparticle. The nanoparticle busts through into your cells, because without the nanoparticle, the mRNA can't get into your cells.
Yes, sir.
Without the spike protein. And then it gets in there and makes the spike protein. Well, why don't you just, the better thing to do would, instead of making this whole thing worse with the nanoparticles and making your cells produce a spike, why don't you just let everybody get sick and fight it off naturally? It would have been the best thing, because they just fuck everything up, man. Because that report from Off-Grid Desert Farming today,
right,
had that report that there's some kind of immune response, that their immune system shut down when they catch if you've been vaccinated, you catch the Delta variant, and your immune system just shuts it, completely disables it. And
Arkansas, do you have pen and paper? Do you have pen and paper?
Yeah, I got no pen.
I'm gonna do it. 870-421-7791. Please.
Okay. And I've got videos. I've documented all this stuff. I've pulled the documents on the nanoparticles. I've been working on the transhumanism factor, where they're going with all this.
Right.
And I found out that there's probably going to be a manufactured CRISPR virus. They're going to figure out how, and that's going to mutate us. That's going to send us past. It's going to send us past singularity. It will send us past singularity into
the Borg.
But well, it would be more biological than the Borg. It would be silicon based, and that's where the terahertz frequency gets into it.
I see.
And the car companies cannot manufacture cars now because they don't have the chips. The crystalline whatever is missing, really.
Well, it's the rare earth minerals. It's mainly the lithium that they use in the batteries.
Right.
Rare earth minerals from China.
Yeah.
Taiwan makes all those chips.
Right.
And they're going to get rolled soon. Prepare for China and Taiwan to get rolled real soon.
I'm interested in what China is actually going to be able to do. It's strengthening tenfold while simultaneously like crumbling all at the same time. It's very intriguing.
Got nothing left, honey.
Yeah, I know.
That's why they're going to invade.
Right, they have to. Left. Yeah.
I mean,
who blames those people?
They pretty much own a ton of our land, anyways.
Yes.
But on the flip side, it's like, they really come here trying to start some shit. Are we really gonna be like, oh yeah, you bought this? They'd be like, oh, fuck off.
Fuck no.
I mean, that's how I would act. I was like, you're gonna try to invade? What?
Right.
No.
All right, guys. It is 8:45.
Yes.
We have had a bomb, honestly, a 3-hour, 45-minute live stream. This has been really fucking dope. I am happy all of you came. We're gonna do it again. I think I like this format. I hope y'all did too. I hope you did too at YouTube.
You bet.
So I appreciate y'all. And hold on, let me end said stream. Y'all have a good night.